Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. Having some technical difficulties on my end. One moment. There we go. Freaking Bowser wouldn't even load my shit. How dare they try to stop a free for all? Welcome back to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. My name is Cody Lashing. I am your host. We have another jam-packed show for you today. The Panthers are off, so we get to enjoy the rest of the NFL this Sunday, but that will never stop us from having a Friday free-for-all. We appreciate y'all. If you would like to be a part of the show, hit that join button, join via StreamYard. I pinned the link in the top of the YouTube and Facebook chat. If you would like to be a part of the discussion that we are having here tonight, we appreciate each and every single one of you for spending your Friday evenings with the C3 Panthers podcast. Let me welcome the boys into the show. Panther Pickle, what's up, brother?
What's up, Cody Lack? I'm ready. I think that we're having a good season. Is it a perfect season? No. Has the players played or the coaches coached in every game perfect? Nope. But that's why they call this a rebuilding season, a reload season, whatever you want to call it. It's not supposed to be perfect, but simply the fact that we are, we could be playoff bound. We are in the mix of the playoffs. That's a better way to say it.
We're fighting for that division. We can win this thing, man.
That means that we're on the right track as we currently are.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, we are only a half game out of first place. That's all we need, and we control our own destiny. We played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers twice. Everything that we want is out in front of us. The question is, can we be a consistent football team? Can we depend on this team to win when we feel like they are supposed to? That's the question. You know, I'm going to ask that of my man, Jake the Snake. What's up, brother? How you living, man?
I am doing great, Cody. Hopefully everybody is doing the same. We kind of got like a little early Christmas present going on right now. I mean, we get to talk about Panthers possibly making it to the playoffs, us possibly winning our division to get there. And I mean, I'm on the high life right now, man. I can't believe it. I'm enjoying it every minute of it.
Yes, sir. Boys, before the start of the season, who would have thought that we would be at the start of December talking about potentially a home playoff game? Come on, man. I didn't see that one. But that is what we are talking about today. Next up, I got my bro, Trigger Smitty, back on the free for all. What's up, Trig?
Yo, C3 fan, what's happening with y'all? Everything Gucci?
Yes, sir. Hey, we're fighting for the playoffs, brother. You know how it is.
Hey, I love it, man. We get that playoff home game. I'll be there.
Hey, we might have to meet up, bro. We might have to meet up. Hey, if there's a playoff game, bro, I don't think I could be away from that one, bro. I think I'd have to be there.
We're going on what, 8 years?
Man, I know one thing too fucking long. That's the truth.
I might have to sell my kidney in order to get there, but hey,
I'm
trying to get there.
R.I.P. to Jake's kidney, bro. Hopefully it's worth it though, wouldn't you say?
What's the kidney to a Panther playoff game?
Yeah, that's
right.
Right. Come on, man. Next up, we got my bro Christian Sigma Panther back on the free for all. Christian, what's up, dude?
How you gentlemen doing, man? This is my favorite time of year. Living in Arizona, I finally get to wear what's called pajama pants. You guys might have heard of it. It's actually not too hot to wear them around here, so I like it. But I came on to talk about Bryce Young because I said some things last week that I regret.
Well, do you regret them, or is it just an every other week type thing where after the good performance, well, now you gotta say good shit about him, but after a bad one, well, now we can get back on get him off the field. But you know what? Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Gentlemen, there was a report by Dan Graziano who came out and said he feels the Carolina Panthers are picking up Bryce Young's 5th-year option. Now, a lot of people reported this like this was like a major rumor coming from within the Panthers. It was basically the opinion of Dan Graziano, but I don't give a fuck about Graziano's opinion. I care about y'all's opinion. Have you seen enough from Bryce Young to warrant the Carolina Panthers picking up his 5th-year option? Boys, it's a free for all. Who wants it first?
I'll go first. Yeah,
Okay.
I do believe he's earned that 5th year option. I really do. I I said it when we was talking about the Falcons win that we had last game. The last time we played the Falcons, I said he made some throws that I've been asking Bryce Young to make since he's been with us, and he made those throws. And then people was like, "Oh, it's just one game." Okay. And then I've seen some great throws again in the Rams game. So that's twice has happened. I do think he has done enough and he's earned that 5th year option. Long term deal, that's something different. But to answer your question right now about the 5th year option, I do believe that he's earned it.
Yeah,
And
buddy. Yeah, go ahead, Christian.
I was just going to ask if anyone else wants to go, but I'll chime in here.
Do your thing, man.
My question is this, because the 5th year option doesn't seem that big of a deal to take a player who's on the cusp of possibly getting a long-term contract. Wouldn't it be cheaper just to give him the 5th year option than to go sign someone else to replace him as a free agent? Or I'm actually asking that question. It's not a rhetorical
So
question.
I believe that if we
Absolutely.
picked up his
Absolutely.
if we picked up his 5th-year option, Bryce Young would be around $26 million, which would put him in the lower half of quarterbacks being paid, right? There would be a bunch that are far more expensive than him. So yes,
Right.
technically it is cheaper to pick
So
up the 5th-year option.
so even
So
if
we
he's like a
talking
backup, then he's that's what a backup would get paid approximately, unless they're like gonna have to prove themselves year.
no, that's like just like what a wise veteran would like. The market value for a quarterback is 55 million a year. So we'll essentially be getting a guy we think may be our franchise quarterback a year for half price, basically,
Right.
of the average. Like Jordan Love, 55 million, Trevor Lawrence, 55 million. Market price right now, if you're gonna extend a guy off a rookie deal to a long-term deal, you're starting at 55 million.
So the downside is if let's say he just kills it next year at his 5th year, then we're gonna have to the Panthers are gonna have to fork out a bag for him.
Well,
Well,
so
the good
next
thing
year
is
next year is
four,
year 4.
four,
Yeah,
not even
next year is
6.
year 4, but you have
Right.
to pick up the 5th-year option
It'd be 4 to
before
start the 4th.
year
Yep.
4. So
Right.
basically the question is, do
Till
you
May, he has till May to pick it up.
right.
Yeah, we have
So
till May.
do you play Bryce Young on the year 4, knowing that if he does ball out, that you have to pay him to retain him at the end of year 4, which I don't know if you've seen what quarterbacks are going for now.
It's
It's
only going
pretty
up. It's
fucking
crazy.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy expensive. Or, you know, do you give yourself a little bit more leeway by having the 4th and 5th year? Now, generally, if you believe that your quarterback is the guy for the future, your franchise quarterback,
Pay him now.
then yeah, you're wanting to pay him sooner rather than later because, like Jake said, that price goes up and up and up. However, the salary cap also has
Goes
been
up.
going up and up and up. But the question is, have you seen enough to make you feel comfortable wanting to give him that extra 5 years, or basically the extra 2 years for the 5th-year option? Or are you comfortable having him just play on the 4th year and whatever happens after, let bygones be bygones?
Me personally, I'm fine with paying the 5th year because it's a quarterback position, and if he's not doing well, he's technically a backup in his 5th year, 4th and 5th year possibly. But I mean, yeah, I think we're paying. Well, if I'm thinking out loud, I think you're deciding this just to give him more time because you don't know if he's the franchise quarterback in 3 years from now. You don't know if he's the future, but he could be.
That's why. Not only that,
That's
like
the problem.
Like Cody
Yeah,
said about the quarterback market going up, that we're going to have to pay him a lot of money. I don't mind that because I'd rather see another year of him on a fifth-year option, so to speak, and have to pay him more than paying him right now way too much money too, and it not work out. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for fifth-year option. I think he's earned that right, but until
Mhm.
we get like that whole 5-year plus deal thing and over $100+ million, 200 million, whatever the crazy shit is going now. I'm not ready for that
Dude.
yet.
Like, did the Cardinals give Kyler Murray his fifth-year option, or did they just give him a contract?
Dude, he's out the door.
I know
yeah,
that's
but
my
they
point.
did. I
Now
know.
he's
I
about out the
don't.
door.
I don't remember if they gave
I
him
gotta
or
look it up.
if they picked up. Yeah, look that up. I do know that they paid him because remember there was
No, I
that.
know that. Yeah.
There was that clause that they put in the contract that you had to watch film and
Right.
not play Call of Duty so much, which was wild. But listen, I want to.
They gave him homework.
Yeah, dude. So look, I want to get some more people in on this. I'm gonna give my opinion eventually, but I want to let everyone else have the opportunity to speak their piece. Trigger, talk to me, bro. What is
Yo,
your take on Bryce Young? Do we pick up the fifth year? Have you seen enough for him? Or do you want that urgency of a year four with nothing after it to maybe pick up the pace a little bit more? How you feel about it, bro?
man, y'all know how I feel. I
Come
seen
on,
enough,
bro.
man. I've seen enough, bro. Hey, Bryce got Carolina Panther football fun again, bro. Like I'm wearing my gear through the town and I'm getting compliments. Y'all look good. It's cool. Like this the latest we've been since we had Cam, y'all. I mean, I broke it down for a fan. We was having a debate the other day, and I'm like, if y'all want to be technical about this, Bryce has really exceeded expectations every year, bro. First year it was about could he stay healthy? He can't. He's too small. He took a beating. Second year it was about okay, he got benched. He's getting traded. We're done. You know what I'm saying? Quarterbacks don't come back from being benched. It's over. We got the wrong guy. All he did was come back and break franchise records, bro. You know what I'm saying? This year we're beating teams that we're double digit underdogs against. We're not supposed to be beaten. Yeah, he still has bad moments. He still has good moments, but we've found his potential. When Bryce is at his best, he's best quarterback in the league best. His best games this
Damn.
year he was the number. This last week he was the number one quarterback in the EPA rating of everybody. We've seen the 400-yard number one quarterback in the league. That's what the ceiling looks like. So yeah, man, you pick up his fifth option. There's no plan on the fourth year. If Dan picks up his fifth option, he's getting extended. We know this. I expect Icky to get extended because we picked up his fifth year option. Do y'all really think Dan's gonna wait till? Do y'all really think Dan don't know what he gonna do at this point? The way Canales is talking, the way Bryce is talking, the way the beat writers are starting to put these reports out. Y'all think Dan don't know what he doing? He ain't decided yet.
No, I feel you're right. I feel Dan probably does know what he wants to do. And look, this is a different question than do you want to make Bryce the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fifth year option. I
We're
do
in year
believe,
three, bro. We're in
yeah,
year
that's what I'm saying.
three.
I do
And we're
believe,
in the playoffs almost in December with a winning record. We've
I
seen
do
franchise
believe
records.
that he
He's
has
just broken
done enough
NFL
this
records.
year. He's done enough this year to warrant continuing to see him grow. What I will say, and I think some of you probably know what I'm going to say, is I just wish the consistency was a little more there, man. I don't want to see another Saints game. And going into to the next game with the New Orleans Saints in the Superdome, I want to see the Bryce Young that threw for damn near 500 yards against the Falcons. That's the type of Bryce I need game in and game out. I want him to make these questions simple and clean to answer. I feel like the consistency has still been a little bit wanting for me. But to me, that's part of the reason why you do pick up the fifth year because it is trending the right direction. And this year, he has definitely played the best ball that he has in his career thus far. Let me welcome in some new people. We got my man Anthony back on the free for all. What's up, Ant?
What's up, boys? How y'all doing, man?
Doing good, man. Anthony, do we pick up this 5th-year option for Bryce?
um, yeah, I think at this point, I think it's probably the smart move. Um, I don't know if there's a move out. I don't know if we can get better than Bryce. I think you got to pick up the 5th-year option. $26 million is not a lot of money for a quarterback these days. Um, the long-term deal, I'm not ready to commit to that. I think I'm with you, Cody. I think we need to see more consistency. That's kind of been my whole thing is like, what Bryce Young are we getting? Um, but overall, I mean, yeah, you should keep him. I mean, if you pick up the 5th year, he'll have 2 more years here. Just let him continue to grow. The roster is going to get better. Just keep the continuity around for as long as you can until you're at a point where you can make, if you want, unless he proves that he's worth the long-term deal, you can make a true upgrade to the position. Um,
Right.
and quite frankly, like Tony says, being in a land without a quarterback is a scary thing. And I think Bryce can be a solid Like, I think he is a solid quarterback. I think it's just like I said, what Bryce Young are we getting? That's kind of my whole thing. So yeah, that's kind of all I got to say on that. But
Yeah.
overall, I think, yeah, they should definitely pick up the 5th-year option.
Dan Blivich has a good question too. He said, "What if he loses every game the rest of the season?" So I do think that we do need to ask ourselves, how much does this change based on what Bryce has yet to do? Obviously, if he goes forward and looks incredible, especially if we make the playoffs, bro, this is simple. Like,
There,
not only are we picking up the 5th-year option, we're probably starting to look at what it takes to lock him down long term if he does ball out. But if we come out there and specifically if Bryce doesn't play well and he does lay an egg, that does change the parameters of this question. Let me make sure I get everyone. I'm going to open it up all the way. Pickle, do I got you? Panther Pickle. Welcome back to Pickle. Let me welcome my man JD back on the free for all. JD, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's good, man? What's good? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, man. Are you picking up Bryce Young's 5th-year option? And tell me why.
Man, I honestly, you guys said it better than I probably could. I'm on board for giving him his 5th year. I've been a huge supporter of the man since we drafted him. And I say this as someone who wanted CJ Stroud. Like when we drafted Bryce, I was on board with Bryce, wanted him to succeed. And through this season, us having the bye week this week, and for all the thinking that I do, looking back at the season up to this point, I really feel like Canales has kind of dropped the ball. You know, kind of. Canales has dropped the ball more often than anything, and it's led to the offense not playing, not having any kind of consistency. So, as other people have said, when Bryce has had his highs are the peak, like up there with the best of the best. Is when he's not on, and it's compounded by the play calling, coaching, and stuff. Guys going out there and looking like they're not prepared. So when you just focusing on what Bryce did this season, what he's come back from, what he's overcome, the trajectory that he's on, it's a no brainer. And like you were just saying, Cody, if he plays, if the team goes out there and offensively, that's what we see, or it's better than that. If we get consistency out of this offense over the next 4 opponents, the next 4 matchups, it's a guarantee. They're talking about his 5th year, and if we get into the playoffs and he's playing well, like it writes itself. Like it's not even a conversation. So I'm on board with giving him his 5th. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the season closes out. So like he can kill this entire conversation and make sure, like guarantee that he's getting it with what he does over these next 4 games.
Can I add real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
I'm glad JD brought that up about Canales because that is something I will take off of Bryce's shoulders. There is like there have been games, and I think we can all agree um, that we've been like, what is this game plan from Canales? So I think some of it is on Canales too. it's like
I
I
think a
think
lot of it's been on Canals,
yeah,
not
like
just
I think
Bryce.
there's been a couple games that I can point to that we've lost that simply I think have been more on the coaching than Bryce and just like the game plan. So I think that's a part of the evaluation too. Is like we have a young coach that's trying to figure out things too. So I think that's something we have to take into account when talking about this.
I
Yeah,
completely
no
Yo, could
doubt.
agree.
y'all tell me what game specifically like just threw y'all off with Canales' play calling or his
The
coaching?
Saints game, I'd say even the
Saints
49ers
game.
game
Cardinals
Yeah,
game. The
definitely.
Cardinals game was the Cardinals game.
early in the
That
season.
to
Yep.
yeah, but see, like the
You can
Cardinals
even
game,
say Jacksonville
you
because we
can
didn't
say
even look
that
prepared.
you can say that the Cardinals that was early in the season. But to me, the one against the 49ers, that's the one that's egregious because you know you're on the road. You know that the best aspect of your offense is running the football, and then you handed it to Rico Dowdle a total of 6 times. He was still averaging 6.3 yards per carry in that performance, and you still chose not to feed him, but also the lack of execution from our players. To me, that falls on coaching. And I don't think that he was great in that game. I also don't think that we were great against the New Orleans Saints at home. That was a game that still fucking rubs me the wrong way. That should have been a W on our
That,
behalf.
that was our worst loss.
100%.
Like even going back to our blowout games that we've had against the Bills and the Patriots, like even those losses wasn't bad to me as the Saints game. Saints game was really
Nice.
bad.
All right,
Yeah,
so
and
let
I
me
do
push
have
back.
confidence.
Let me push back on this. Oh, my fault,
Yeah, go
bro. My
ahead.
fault.
I was just gonna say
Nah,
I have great confidence. Well, there's two things I want to say real quick. I have great confidence off the bye. We're gonna come out with a way different demeanor versus the Saints. I don't see us getting swept by them. The other thing I want to say is, guys, we're 2 wins away from a winning season. If we
Yeah.
get this winning season, like Bryce, yeah, he can stay for a little. His leash is extended to me. I don't know how much longer, but if we get out of this slump we've been in, man, like that's a big move. That's a big trajectory boost to this organization. I just wanted to.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead,
all right,
Trey.
let me push back on this. All right, so I'm just analyzing what y'all saying. All
Hmm.
right, so we're 13 games in with a second year head coach, and we really only have about 2 games where we're complaining about the play calling, just flat out the Saints 49ers game. My thing is, personally, I love what I've seen from Canales from day one. Even when we were doing the blueprints and I'm looking at him in practice, being how detailed he is, and walk through drills, he's telling receivers, drag your feet. Then we see in games, Leggett can't drag his feet. Like, I think the worst games we had were more so on us being a young team, talent not there. As bad as we were against the Saints, I think we win that game if Jimmy Horn doesn't fumble on the goal line. As bad as we were, as bad as we were
Yeah.
against Cardinals, we almost pulled off a crazy fourth quarter comeback. And we're out there with T Mac in his second, third game. He has his best game. T Mac's cooking. He's drawing stuff up, getting the rookie open involved. We just got T Mac and Leggett as our 1 and 2. Yeah, that's not a winning formula. Sorry, I love Leggett. I'm not a hater. I've just never been high on the guy. I think he's funny and hilarious, but I just never been high on him as a football player. If we got a rookie and Leggett as our top 2 options, and my rookie is cooking the defense all game, cool. A lot of this, I haven't really been bad on Canales, except for the 49er game, except for I really wasn't even that mad against the Saints game because I mean it's a lot of stuff that just coaching you can't pick up for. I see Bryce call out a blitzer coming down, point to him, alert the offense, and the guy comes through untouched on a critical third down. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that, like to where coaching can't really save you. What I know about Canales, what I've been analyzing, look how many first drive touchdowns we scored. That's a sign of a good coach that knows how to draw it up against his opponent. How many first drives out of halftime we score or we get points on? The last drive before halftime. How many times are we seeing guys run wide open in critical situations? From come on,
Yeah.
man, we had Thielen looking like a wide receiver 1 last year. Bryce came out shell shot last year. He puts Andy in, which is a bold coaching move. A lot of people was questioning that move, and he looks like a genius now. But nobody's really giving him his flowers for that. To bench Bryce that quick. And he puts Dalton in, and he lights up the scoreboard for 30 points. It's his first win. 3
Yep.
games into the season. I mean, how many times have we seen this man light the scoreboard up? And he still figured it out. This is only his 3rd year as a play caller. Now, my thing is when you see things like with Rico, this, then because I coach too. My brother's the play caller. And in certain games, you're so locked in with the matchup of the defensive coordinator and the defense, you don't realize certain things. I have to go to him and say, hey, bro, you realize our 3rd option has the most touches right now than our first 2 options? I like then you make adjustments. But man, listen, I felt before the season started we were a 7-8 win team max. Like that's just with nobody getting hurt, everybody playing lights out, Bryce being top tier. I thought we were a 7-8 win team max because we're so young. We got all these new pieces. Canales is still finding his way, and here we are with a chance to go to the playoffs. We're beating teams we're not supposed to beat. He said he was going to be consistent in running the ball. I got Rico as one of the best running backs in the NFC. I got Chuba finishing top 6 in rushing yards. I got a rookie. I got a rookie that nobody wanted us to really draft. We were sold out on defense, me included, that Canales saw and said, hey, Bryce went and said, hey, I want this guy. And this rookie is not just dominant.
I felt like we were a 9-win team. I mean, with fucking goddamn Bryce. And then the defense automatically gave us like 8 wins.
Yo,
well, let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this. Well, so hold up.
Go ahead.
I'm going to give you your intro in just a minute. Give me a sec. Trick, let me ask you this, though. When it comes to Canales, whenever you see a failure of execution, and by the way, I don't want to make it seem like I'm out on Dave. I do think that Dave has been very good in the 2 years that he's been here. And yeah, he is still learning a lot of things on the fly, though. To me, one of the biggest pieces of credit that I give to him is that whenever he messes up, he's quick to rectify the mistake and change it and do better the next time. And I do think that's a good attribute about him and with him. But to me, there are some play calls and certain decisions that he makes that to me, they're just a head scratcher. But we also do this thing now where whenever we have a bad performance and the offense doesn't look good, we start to do this thing where we're going, well, do we blame it on Dave or do we blame it on Bryce? And I feel like a lot of different people have their own arguments to make that are good arguments. I feel like Bryce sometimes misses some routine throws that he shouldn't be missing. Then I sometimes feel like Dave will put the offense in a situation that doesn't necessarily put Bryce in a position to succeed. So
okay, let me
how
push
do
that
you
one more time.
how do you parse between those two?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm on neither side of those, bro. I think when our offense looks lethargic and really, really bad, it's because we're exceeding expectations with this offense, bro. At the end of the day, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm loading the box and I'm flipping my coverage to T-Mac. And if my guys can win one-on-one matchups and tackle well, we're going to shut this offense down. We don't have enough pieces to be expecting consistency in a high-powered offense. The fact that Canales, Bryce, and these guys are able to put it together, like that shows you the potential. But I mean, who's great on our offense? If you told me week 1, hey, bro, we're going to start the season with Coker on IR, Robert Hunt is going to go down potentially for a season-ending injury.
Yeah.
And you're going to be 7-6 starting December with a chance to win the division. I would have said there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, you're lying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on this Bryce fault. It's Canales' fault. I'm on it's we don't really have the weapons. The defense locked our guys down.
Yeah. Go ahead, JD.
It's true, right? That was who was just speaking.
Yeah, that was true.
Hey, I agree with everything you just said. Like for my because I feel like I kind of springboarded this conversation into about blame on Canales or Bryce, but I agree with both what Cody said and what Trey said. Like when you evaluate, just sitting back and trying to evaluate the team with the little bit of knowledge that I have, I've seen the defense be more consistent throughout the season than I've seen the offense be. And the offense's inconsistency has led to the record being 7-6. There's no one group that you can really pin it on. The thing that gives me hope moving forward over these as we close out the season is how Canales how they orchestrated the game against the Rams. They leaned, even though like I think we had like 4 or 5 runs excluding Bryce's 20 plus yarder. We had like 4 or 5 runs from the running backs. Rico and Chuba both had their longest run being somewhere between like 15 yards or something. But they committed to running the ball. He put the offensive line, which is something I want to kind of push back against, narrative I want to push back against for Bryce. I hear people say that when you limit how many times Bryce is throwing the ball, that you're helping the team win because Bryce isn't putting the team in harm's way. I think a lot of people forget, and you guys mentioned it, early in the season, our offensive line starts to shuffle. The guy that was supposed to be Bryce's safety blanket, the guy that was supposed to replace the guy who was once his safety blanket, he misses the first 4 weeks, and then it takes a little while for him to actually get ingratiated into the offense. So there were players missing, so you had injuries to deal with, start of a new season, and as you guys both said, Canales is in his second year as a head coach, his third year as an offensive coordinator. Your quarterback is in his third year as a as an NFL professional, and we all know what his rookie season looked like and the players he had around him. It's been a process, and in my opinion, Morgan and company have done a damn good job in just 2 seasons, 2 off seasons to get this team in the position that it's in. If we get any kind of consistency out of the offense, and it's not the bye week, I hope the players are relaxing, enjoying themselves, and getting their minds right. I feel like we saw what happened, what happened last year after the bye. Canales specifically came out, and over that stretch, his play calling was way more dialed in than what it was prior to the bye. We have to buy. It's late in the season, and the team's been playing up and down, but it's been trending upwards over the last few weeks. So now with the bye, can the coaches refine their play calling so that you can continue to put the offense of all these players in the best position to succeed? So then if we get consistency from the offense, we could see something that gets a lot of people afraid of seeing the Panthers in the playoff. Like we could get and I wanted to come on and say it a few weeks back, like the Bengals and Burrow's second year, if I'm not mistaken, they weren't expected to go into to make it to the Super Bowl, but they got hot at the right time. The Panthers could fuck around and with the way that, especially with how locked in Canales seemed to be against the Rams, there's little doubt in my mind, like if the team is that locked in over the next 4 weeks, if that's the team, like they'll have earned their right to be in the playoffs, right? So if that's the team you see over the next 4 weeks, it's likely the team that's going to show up in the playoffs. And if they getting hot at this moment, year 2 for Canales as a head coach, year 3 we talking about 5th-year option, and they could fuck around and make history. That's the position we're currently sitting in, and that's an amazing feeling to have.
No, it is. And, like a lot of y'all said, none of us thought we were going to be in this position. My question is like, what happens next? Right? Obviously, we want this team to go off and win every single game here on out and win this division and get that damn home game. I don't want to see Jake sell a kidney, but I want that damn playoff game, man.
Shit, I think I want to see myself sell a damn kidney.
Yeah, but my question is, how does this change if the Panthers come out and they don't look good? So, for example, we already lost to the Saints. Dude, if we lost to the Saints again, doesn't that leave room for us to answer some questions in a tough way that maybe we weren't expecting You know, if you can't
No.
be relied upon to win the division or to beat the division rival, who's one of the worst teams in the NFL, they're currently the number 2 or 3 pick. How does that not change the discussion some?
It doesn't change the discussion for me because the discussion is we are not good enough to be demanding for a certain high level of football on a week to week basis. A team that's in year two that's still searching for consistency. We'll all agree that this team hasn't found the consistency yet. So that's just going to let us know what we already know. The 2025 Panthers were building something, but they weren't the team to get over the hump yet. But you could see it in the makes, similar to like before Cam them won their first playoff game. Like that second year, they went on that win streak at the end of the season. We were close to the playoffs, but we missed it. But we knew everything. Everybody knew, okay, next year them boys gonna be ready. So I mean, if we lose to the Saints or we don't make the playoffs somehow, we fall on our face. Are we good enough to say this roster should to make the playoffs? We got to win what two next 2 out of 3? I mean, 2 out of 4
Yeah.
at
3 out of
least.
the
So
4.
At least. Are we good enough to be looking at this team demanding us to be winning 3 out of 4 in December? Are we good
I
enough to be demanding that we beat the Bucks
I
back
don't.
to back in a 3 week span that we beat the Bucks? Are
I
we good
said,
enough to be demanding that?
why should we not be demanding that though?
I don't have to demand it because it's going to happen.
I mean,
All
we
right.
can root for it and expect it, but I'm just saying on paper, you got Chris Godwin just came back, Bucky Irvin came back, Mike Evans is at practice. Are we good enough with our roster? Because that's what football boils down to in December. We know your film, you know our film, we know your identity. Who's going to make the one-on-one plays for 60 minutes?
Right.
Are we good enough to be expecting that? To beat
Uh,
these Seahawks, to beat
yeah.
these Bucks twice? Are we good enough to be demanding that? I don't think we're
when
there
you
yet.
beat when you
If
beat the Cowboys, when you go
They're not
on the
good.
road and you beat the Packers, when you lose to the Niners in the fashion that you lose to them, and then bounce back by beating arguably the best team in the
team in the
NFL,
NFC,
I can fully understand if there are fans that expect the Panthers to win. Like I'm saying this as
That's
somebody
what
who
I'm
wants the
saying. The
Panthers.
inconsistency is so wild.
Dude,
Like
Guys,
if you beat the 49ers or not the 4, if you beat the Rams and the Packers right now, two of the better teams in the NFC, well, yeah, I know that on any given Sunday, this Panthers team can win. And with the bye, we're going to be getting Roseboom back. We're going to be getting J.C. Horn back. Trevon Moore coming back. Like we are getting healthy at the right time, which is why I'm so happy that we do
it,
have this late buy
yep.
that we have had. Let me go to let me let Trey finish and then I'll go to Jake. Go ahead, Trey.
So I'm saying, like, do you guys think we're good enough to demand that? I'm saying because if you want to put it in context, right? What we guys just said. If we bringing up the Packer game, we bringing up the Ram game we just had. You're not getting that every Sunday, bro. We're not. If we get a pick six and force 3 turnovers the next 3 games, 4 games, cool. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
probably not going to happen. We're probably not going to force 3 turnovers against the
Hey, you're breaking up, Trey. You might
Blitz.
need to you might need to come out or jump out and then I'll pull you back in. Your microphone's starting to cut out on you. Let
pull
me go
out,
to
Drake.
let,
Pull out.
yeah, let me go to Jake and then Christian. Jake, are we good enough to demand that the Panthers be winning? Should we
I,
expect them
I,
to continue the trend?
I'm not demanding nothing. I mean, I can't. What is my opinion going to do to this football team? You know, what I'm saying? I'm not going out there playing every Sunday, so I mean, my take ain't gonna make them play better. But I'm not gonna say demand, but I really believe that if this football team plays at their best, we can beat anybody. I mean, I know that might be wild to certain people, but I truly believe at this point that if we play our best brand of football, we really can't beat anybody out there. And I think this bye did come at the best time. I mean, you got so many people on this roster probably been banged up, bruised up. I mean, coming off this bye, as long as Canales and these veteran players had the rest of the team ready, we can make a run. We really can make a run. I think we're playing some pretty good football right now.
Yeah, let me go to
That's
Christian,
the-
but let me go to Christian's been waiting. Let me go to Christian, then we'll go to JD.
Dude, I was just gonna say, dude, this team is bipolar as fuck this year. We don't, that's kind of the thing. And if you pull up, okay, I'm gonna use Bryce as an example.
Yeah,
If you pull up his stats, you can see just how like less than mid he's been all year, and then he'll have a like what good games has he had this year? Against the 400-yard game, and then this last game maybe against the Rams. And after
Rams.
each,
They had
after
a
each one
decent
of
game
these,
against the Cowboys.
yeah,
but
and
that
the
was fucking
Cardinals
shallow.
didn't it go over 300
It was
against
almost a
the
comeback.
Cardinals?
It was
Yeah,
almost a comeback in that damn game too.
but
So,
to your
but it's
point,
like there's this
most
up
of
and
those
down.
games have been around an average of 150 yards per game passing.
Right.
I mean,
So there's just this bipolar aspect where we don't know what's going to happen.
My
Like,
bad, y'all.
after
No,
those
you're good.
good games, everyone was talking like, hey, Bryce is something. Canales is doing great. The offense is doing great. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm pretty damn sure the defense won the game against the Rams with 3 turnovers, a fucking touchdown. And yeah, Bryce did well enough, 75% completion percentage. But I wouldn't say he won us the game, and I wouldn't say that he, sealed the deal to be the franchise quarterback. I just feel like I still think that's a little bit of a weakness, even though I don't know with that kid, man. That's what I regret is I just don't know.
I
My
think he had a
bad.
great game
My
this
bad,
round.
y'all. Listen, I was saying we got 3 turnovers against the Rams. We got like against the Packers. These guys punted one time and didn't score. We were getting turnovers and fourth down stops all game. If we play like that, yeah, we'll win. We'll win the next 4 games. But we're not there to ask that yet. And my guy just said Bryce didn't win against the Rams, bro.
Nah.
Those 3 touchdowns on 3rd down, 4th down, and 4th down, those definitely won the games. Because if you didn't notice, Matthew Stafford was out there slinging it too. If we don't
Okay,
if Bryce doesn't have 3 touchdowns and no turnovers, we probably lose, even with the turnovers on defense.
okay, well then, but you also have to agree then if Mike Jackson doesn't get a pick six, if Stafford doesn't turn it over 3 times, then we don't win the game either.
Yeah, we don't. They're all important, but I'm saying
Right.
Bryce accounted for 18 points by itself, bro, on great throws.
All I'm saying
Here-
is that this isn't like that for me. That wasn't the game that says, "Oh yeah, he's the franchise." Especially when you look back at the entire season.
How is it not? If he can listen, bro.
How would you pick one game
Hold on,
against the Rams and say
hold on.
he's the franchise?
I'm gonna break it down. If Bryce plays like he plays every game last week, we're talking like barely 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. If we're going 3 touchdowns, no turnovers a game, that's gonna put you over 35 touchdowns a year,
I'll concede
and
to
that's
that.
gonna put you.
But let me say this. Let me say this.
That's gonna put you in MVP talks.
But
real
hold on,
quick-
let me jump in, Trey, because to play devil's advocate, though, what I think Christian's saying a little bit is, yeah, so I'll give it to you. Against the Rams, Bryce was clutch, and he made the throws that caused us to win that game. But then I can also say against the 49ers, our defense kept turning the ball over, and then the offense, including Bryce, wouldn't continue to put the ball in the end zone, made some dumb interceptions. And it's like, I think there's some
Should've ran the ball.
legitimacy. There is some legitimacy to the argument of what Bryce are we getting on any given Sunday? Is it the one against the Rams and the Cowboys and the Packers and the Falcons? Or is it the one against New Orleans and the 49ers? And it's like, that's been more tough.
Okay,
See,
so I'm gonna say
in
the
those-
New Orleans games was more so on the team. Like we got dominated as a team. But I get what you're saying. But yo, we all gotta sit here and be honest. We all was watching that 49ers game like, what the fuck is this, bro? That's not no shit we've seen before. We don't see the defense getting turnovers and us just not getting points. That's an outlier. Who is Bryce? Bryce is a guy that right now, from what I see, what we've cooked up, T-Mac is a guy capable of going off anytime he touches the field. Bryce is a guy, if it's a goddamn 2-score lead with 10, 15 minutes left, you better strap in. If God forbid it's 7 points or less in the fourth quarter, you better strap in. That's what
Okay.
I've seen
Let
more
me
so.
let me get JD in, and then I'm gonna let Pickle go, because he's been waiting. Go ahead, JD.
Oh no, I was just with what everyone my apologies with everything that everybody was saying. I just wanted to chime in. That's part of the reason why I was saying that the whole conversation about Canales earlier. When you question what kind of Bryce are you going to get that Sunday, Bryce himself has been up and down, but the loss to the Jaguars, I felt like Canales got away from the run way too quick. And it's not like the run that Jaguars game was shaping up. That Jaguars game was shaping up to look like what this Ram game looked like. Had Canales decided to stick with the run, even though we're only getting 3-4 yards a carry, we're putting the offense in third and manageables. He got trigger happy and started airing it out a little bit too much. That only exacerbated the fact that you have a year 3 quarterback that's still trying to put it together, and this is the first game of the season. You get an embarrassing loss to the Jaguars. You get embarrassing losses to the Patriots because the team's unprepared. You're missing people in that game also on defense. But head coach, your team was not prepared, and they went up to New England and got their asses handed to them. That same thing happened throughout the season, even with the loss of the Bills. Yeah, Bryce wasn't out there, and it's a question of how that game would have looked had Bryce started. But you have your backup quarterback out there. He is not mobile, and you don't try to run the ball. You lose to the 49ers. I believe Cody was the one who said that Rico finished that game averaging 6 yards a carry, but he
Yeah,
only had
6.3.
there was only a total of 9 rushing attempts in that game. Hey, coach, if
Yeah.
you went into that 49ers game with the intent being that we're going to run the ball regardless of whether or not we're picking up 6 yards a carry or regardless of whether or not we're behind on the scoreboard, because, yeah, you're playing another good team. The Niners are a good team. The Bills are a good team. Just because the Jaguars, a good team, the Patriots, a good team, just because they went up by a score or two, you abandoning our identity, and now you putting it on Bryce, who, again, year 3, he's shown that he can win games with his arms, but there's a process to this. But at the same time, Canales, second-year head coach, third year as an offensive coordinator, it dawned on me this week, for all the importance, the weight that it might carry. Canales is a former wide receiver. That's the position he played when he played football, right? You're not about to tell me that as a former receiver, even though he's expressed he understands the importance of running the football. As a former receiver, he wants to air the ball out. So the
He does.
moment we get behind, but again, he's still young himself. He's still learning. Hey, I got to stick to this is what we do, and he showed that against the Rams. The Rams were moving the ball at will. We can question whether or not the defense is going to be able to get 3 turnovers, which no one should expect them to do that every week. But we've also seen that our defense, again, we talk about consistency. The defense has consistently been in games. The defense has not been the reason we've lost a game. They've done their job to a degree. This past week, it was 3 turnovers. Against the Saints, it might be what they looked like early in the season when they were shutting teams down and not allowing anything on the ground. The defense has been consistently, what's the term? Opportunistic. They're figuring out the defense with all the youth and talent that they have. They're figuring out how to add to these games. We've been missing that on the offensive side of the ball. So again, like over these next 4 weeks, it's on Canales, it's on the coaches. Refine what you're doing. If we get consistency,
well, I was going to say, JD,
out of
this is why consistency is why we need to buy. It's why we need to buy to get healthy, to reevaluate who we are as a team, and going forward, just like what we said, we're fighting for the division. It's time to learn all the lessons that we've taken from this season and really put them into practice right now. I didn't mean to interrupt you, JD. I want to make sure I get everybody in here. We got some more people pile in. I want to make sure I bounce it around to everyone. Let me go. Yeah, for sure, bro. Let me go to Pickle, and then I'm gonna welcome two more people after Pickle. Pickle, I never got your original answer. Based on what you've seen, are you confident enough to pick up Bryce Young's fifth-year option? And are you expecting this team to legitimately compete for the division?
Muted pickle.
You're muted, Pickle. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
He's a kosher pickle.
Right. I'm sorry. No, I'm a classic. Ain't but one
Classic.
pick.
Deal with it.
Yeah, I think I'm confident that they can compete for the division. Um, Contrary to some people's popular belief, they did in fact, as a team, beat the Rams. They did, in fact, as a team, beat the Packers. And the national media is portraying both teams to be elite. I can't think both teams are elite and know my Panthers beat them. Fuck that. Now, number two, it wasn't long ago I was screaming I wouldn't pick up Bryce's fifth year. But looking at Bryce's fifth year is only going to be $26.5 million. And you could scream, well, that's too high. It probably is too high for Bryce. And if we didn't like it, we should have made sure he was set up before we drafted him. Those things go together, folks. That's fact. They just go together. You might not like it. Too bad. To me, that all goes together. You don't like using the fifth-year option, fine. You should have made sure before you drafted him, you had a team good enough to put up there like that. Or the coach you hired was good enough to handle it. And you didn't. So, you were stuck backward from the get-go. Some people like to compare us with the Bears, but it's entirely a stupid comparison. The Bears knew full well when they gave us that pick, that they was ass fucking us. They knew it, and our GM and owner bent over, smiled, and said, "Put them to us, honey." Now, so there is
that whole thing
situations.
That whole thing changes if the Panthers make a legit push this year and we end up making a playoff run.
Right.
Like how about this, Pickle? Like, to go off what you're saying, that trade, and I think all of us for the most part were fairly unhappy with the results the past 2 years. However, if we make a legit playoff push, that trade goes from being one of the worst, most maligned trades in the history of the NFL to being one that looks like, well, damn, maybe there was a good reason for the Panthers to move up and give up DJ Moore and ultimately give up McCaffrey, all for this one player who is now allowing you to compete.
Possible. Possible. But again, to follow up, if you look at who's available, in the draft or in free agency, there's nobody really that sets you apart and available. And let's be real, y'all. If Daniel Jones hits free agency, or even if he don't, he stays in the Colts, he's going to get over 20 million. You are. I mean, if you want
to get over 40,
if you want trash,
somebody's
you
paying
can get
him
trash.
real money.
If you want a cheap trash ass quarterback, you can get one. You can't.
He's gonna get over 40.
But
hell, the Jaguars did that with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
what college?
I'm not saying Bryce is perfect, because he's not. But let's be real. I can't look at some of these games that we've lost, including the 49ers, including the Saints, and put everything on Bryce Young. I don't think it's I don't think it's competent. I think if you are a fan, and this may be offensive to folks, but if you are a fan and you look at them two games and you say it's all Bryce and nobody else, then you have a narrative that you're pushing. You're not seeing this through a fan's eyes. You're seeing this through this narrative that I want to prove that I was always right. It's just fact. Okay. You're not, because when I watch those games, I seen a head coach that didn't know what he was doing. I seen offensive coordinator who was running around trying to figure out what his job was. I seen a head coach. I seen a quarterback that was just spitballing it. And I seen some veteran receivers go, oh, we don't got any veteran receivers. I seen some young
we
receivers go,
really
what the
don't.
fuck's this? You know, I seen the offensive line looking to
hurry up,
say,
bro.
oh, which way did it go? Which way did it go? Which way did it go? I seen defense that was like, fine, we'll do it all. And then they still can't do that. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Let me-
it's not, we didn't lose to the 49ers and the Saints just because Bryce threw picks or Bryce can't throw to a guy. We lost because the entire team from head coach down was incompetent.
All right. So Pickle's saying keep that energy for everybody. Let me welcome in a
Right.
few more people, and then I'll open it up just for everyone to jump in whenever they want. I'm gonna go in the order they jumped on stream. I got Vegas Drew back on the free for all. Drew, what's up, dude?
What up, guys?
Chilling, brother. How you doing, man?
Oh, same old shit. Except for it's a bye week.
Hey, man. So I know you've been harder on Bryce, as have I.
For sure.
But he has started to play some good football. I dislike the inconsistency. I want more consistency. Have you seen enough to feel like Bryce Young is worthy of that fifth-year option being picked up? And do you think that this is a Panthers team that can compete and win the division?
I definitely think this is a team that could compete, not because of one person or because of not one, not because of Bryce. There's, like Pickle was saying, we're kind of inconsistent coaching and players wise. Ironically, the most kind of consistent part has been our defense, which is kind of crazy to me, but it's the truth, I guess, or kicking. So if you want to look at it that way. Yeah, as you said, everybody kind of knows I'm not the highest on Bryce, but if you want me to be honest, I'll throw out a positive of him. I will give him much credit saying that the dude doesn't seem to be bothered by how bad he plays. Or he doesn't seem like he gets too jacked on when he starts to play good. He seems pretty even keel for the most part. That's I guess, he has a little bit of that clutch vibe in him. I'll give him that much. But I definitely, at this point, if it was today, it was the end of the year, and we're on the outside looking into the playoffs, but we had what most of us would probably consider a successful season. I wouldn't pick up his fifth for this only reason. He's had some games where obviously he's played well. But the problem is I don't even care. Yeah, we're all saying consistency. I mean, because that's the obvious issue. But it's not even, what's crazy to me is you see players that get on a heater and will have a 2-3 game tear or something like that. Bryce can't even go on a 1 week. He's a week to, everybody's saying a week to week. That's everybody's favorite thing. But also the league is kind of like that this year. That for whatever reason, this dude can ball out 1 week, throw for the 400 yards, and then next week throw for 100, 140, 128. I just want to see if he plays. He's had one game in the 200s. That was last week, and he had 206. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, this was the best." I'll say he had some probably his best throws I've seen on those fourth down plays, and I will applaud the cojones to make those throws because in the past on third or fourth down, he's missed those throws. So it's good to see him still take that shot and make those touchdown passes on those throws in those situations. So I mean, there's a lot of positives still to be taken. But like I said, this whole say that. Just say keep pounding, leave me alone. The thing is, and it still rings true from my opinion this whole year. And I know Cody, you know this because I've been saying it for 6-7 weeks. Is that whenever there's no expectation, when everybody thinks we're gonna be shit or Bryce is gonna get destroyed, he ends up having a solid game. And whenever you think, oh man, we're starting to like we've strung to some good wins together. He should be able to beat this team. He lays a huge egg. So really,
Yeah.
I reserve my right to about picking up the 5th-year option at the end of this year. Honestly, if we get to next week and we play the Saints and he has another game like he had last time against the Saints, then I'm saying no. Because you had a week off, you came off one of your better performances of the year, you have an
Yeah.
extra week, and then you shit the bed against a 2-win Saints team. Like, even though they are in our division, like it's
Yeah.
just like, what are you? Like, what it doesn't make sense. It's hard to build a franchise with a guy you don't know what he's gonna do. And the same thing could be said about Canales. Like, that dude has put together some amazing game plans. Like, that Packers game plan was solid. Like, we didn't
Yeah.
do much, but we won that. We like the fact that we won by 3 when we felt like we kind of dominated that game.
Yeah, we ran
It's
the
crazy.
ball.
Yeah.
And I
But like
also
whenever
feel
he
like we
gets away
also
and thinks, like,
I
I feel
feel
like he's trying to make Bryce a thing. Like, he's
Yeah.
like, he's acting like that's his little son or something. And he's like, oh, I'm going to prove to everybody this guy can throw the ball. We're going to throw it 40 times. And that's when we're bad.
So
If we're under 30 passes for Bryce, by and large, if we throw it under 30 times, that's his wheelhouse. As like Cam Newton said, he's a game manager at best. I was like, that dude's not a he's be like, as Pickle saying, you have no evidence to prove. There's nothing out there that shows that he's a game
Well,
changer.
I
No one's
definitely
looking at the
want
Carolina Panthers and thinking
more-
we got to stop Bryce.
I definitely want more consistency, but one thing I will say, and then I got welcome in popping. One thing I will say is that I feel like the message that we all wanted Dave to receive against the 49ers, he took it to heart against the Rams. We ran the fuck
Right.
out of the football. And that's why I do give Canales credit. I feel like whenever he does something wrong, he does respond and he will make changes and fixes, which is why I'm not ready to give up on Canales. But I do think it did make a point that this team, including Bryce Young, are better when we decide to be a run-first football team. And I do think that Drew has a legit criticism to say, man, we don't know what Bryce Young we're going to be getting on any given Sunday. I do think that is a good point. Let me welcome in my bro from 704, Poppin' Bullets, back on the show. What's up?
What's going on, y'all? Everybody doing good tonight?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How you living, man?
Hey, man, just got off the road, so I ain't gonna be here long. Probably about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna get out of here.
I feel you, brother. Tell me how you feel about Bryce. The rumors of us picking up a 5th-year option. Is that too premature? How do you feel about it, man?
I mean, we're in a predicament, and I think the moral of the story is time versus money. That's what we're facing. Time versus money. They're both boxing each other, and that's what we're up against. I agree with a lot of the statements. I haven't seen a difference maker from Bryce, but has he played better? Yeah. Um, is that paying for like a decent backup, $26.5 million? Yeah. Um, and we all are wondering, has the light bulb switched on or is it still flickering? So at the end of the day, I mean, I won't be mad at them for spending the $26 million. Uh, but it is what it is, I still want them to draft a quarterback this year. Um, I know a lot of people use the excuse saying, "Oh, bring competition in, it'll push Bryce." Nobody can push Bryce but Bryce. It don't matter who you bring in that building. It's on him. So it's that's just where we at. That's where we at up against it right now. Somebody about to ask a question?
I have a thought.
Go ahead.
Just speculation here. But
Mhm.
what if the successes we've had is because Canales has been doing great? What if he could do so much better if he had a quarterback that could do it all?
Well, I agree. I mean, I don't think there's
I'm
a
just
quarterback
saying.
out there that can do it all. There's might be
Or
there's
do
some
more.
guys but that could do more. Absolutely, because I've always had a statement saying that Bryce enables Canales, and people are like, what do you mean? You can't really see the full potential of Canales if Bryce physical attributes,
Yep.
his problem reading the field, and his decision making um, stays at a low status bar.
That's what
So
I've been. That's what I've been saying. I was
Hey,
like, I always say that. Like,
who is this new Twan Dunn that I ain't never met? He sounded like the old Twan. Who is this dude?
nah, I
I'm gonna
ain't
let him
Twan.
finish though.
I ain't
Man,
Twan.
I'm gonna let
I ain't got no New York accent. Yo, son, I ain't got none of
you.
that.
Hey yo, listen, man, you ain't finna sit here and slander my quarterback like he not 7-5 as a starter this year. His
no, no.
passion rate went from
No.
an 82 to an 88, bro, in one season. What we
If
doing?
That's some good coaching.
well, hold on. If you feel like
Coach
it's
can't make the
slandering,
throws for him.
it's not
No, it ain't
slandering.
either. They ain't
It's
no
not
good
slandering.
coach.
It's critiquing.
It's
I'm not
criticism
slandering.
coach.
I'm not slandering. And he didn't get
You said
75
you
by
want to draft
himself.
the quarterback.
yeah,
You
I'm
said
kind
you
of.
want.
I'm with you a little bit
Hold
because
on,
I was
hold on,
like,
hold on. Why you need to draft a quarterback because if Bryce goes down, you got Andy Dalton back there. Is that what you want to do?
You don't need a rookie draft pick on the quarterback. You don't draft the quarterback in 2-3 years apart, bro. No, like no, that's not
Bill
smart,
Belichick drafted a quarterback every year.
man. That was
yeah, the
20 years ago,
49ers
bro.
drafted two in the same.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe
And so did
maybe
the
No,
maybe
we
Washington
don't have.
Reds.
We
So
don't.
did the
We're not.
Washington
We
Redskins.
don't. We
They
don't
went
have
it.
the roster to be spending a draft pick right now on the quarterback, bro. We don't.
what
We
Yes, you
don't
about
do.
have.
Davis Mills? What about Davis Mills from the
Fuck
Texans?
Davis.
Yeah, I
If you
mean,
want to get a
I can't.
veteran quarterback
He's
in
a
free
fun
agency,
I,
Who
cool.
the fuck is Davis
that, that
Mills?
I
that's
can't
what you're
believe
going
we're
to do.
still
Canales
we've
said.
been talking about Bryce.
Canales said when they
I got
added
you, Jay.
Hooker to the practice squad, he said when he is asked about bringing in a rookie quarterback, he said, I would prefer not to have a rookie quarterback because if you bring in a veteran, there's a lot of things he already knows that it takes a lot longer to teach a rookie. That's
Pickle, and
Exactly.
you're right. And he may
Russell
not,
Wilson would be
but
perfect.
I mean,
he wasn't going to
to
draft the
bring
kid
in a
last
rookie
year.
quarterback, is a fan's viewpoint. Now, Dan may agree with you, people. Dan may agree. Now, I have a personal opinion that Dan wanted to draft Jimmy Horn Jr., not Canales. That's why Canales won't use Jimmy Horn Jr. all that much because Canales didn't want to draft him, but Dan did. So Dan doesn't always listen to what Canales wants.
Or maybe
Dan
Jimmy
drafts.
Horn's just not that good to break the starting lineup, so you have plays designed for him.
Well, he may not be. I mean, I'm not denying that issue, but if you listen to a lot of fans out there, they'll swear Jimmy Horn Jr. could play number 2 receiver. Just give him a chance, and Canales won't give him a chance. I didn't watch him in college. I do not know. I tend to trust the coaches and
well,
the DM when it involves player development. But
Jimmy
Pickle,
Horn can play football for us, but he's
Pickle,
not a number 2 receiver.
I blame the coach if he has somebody on the 53 roster. He's lined up on every game on the roster, and you don't know how to use him. That's coaching.
Hey, let me go to Jake. I told Jake again. Go ahead, Jake.
Dallas knows how to
I,
use his players, y'all.
I,
I don't know where this is coming
I'm
from.
done. I'm done with the whole
He
Bryce
doesn't
Young
use Jimmy
conversation.
Horn.
We've been talking
Yeah,
about
me
Bryce
too.
Young for an hour and 15 minutes, bro. I want to talk
Yo,
about
so
how
Okay.
Chuba Hubbard had his best game of the season by far. The dude looked like a different man. He looked healthy.
Dude.
He looked like he was dragging players at times. I'd like to talk about his emergence this year. We've been asking, a lot for him. I'm a big Chuba Hubbard fan. Most of y'all know that. I got his jersey. Love the dude. He's a baller. This year, sadly, it hasn't been his year, but I do think he's back healthy now, fully healthy. And I just like to talk about Mike Jack as our number 2 cornerback. I mean, he's been making big time plays,
Yes,
man. And we were
sir.
asking a lot of him this last game, and that dude rised above the occasion, man. I said this all year round. I thought a lot of people was looking down on Mike Jack. I think he's a very good number 2. I'm glad we got him another year.
Hey,
And
I've been
I'd
saying
also like to say Lathan Ransom. I think he had a very good game. I love the development of
excellent
him, and he played the position that I naturally think he should be playing as. Which I mean, Morrig, that's his position, but I've always said that as soon as we drafted Lathan Ransom, that he's way better once he's in a box closer to the line of scrimmage because the dude is a heat missile going straight after that quarterback, and I love it.
hey,
You better pay that ransom. I like how
I
Jake
think
said.
next year
I
we'll be
like
getting
how
rid of
Jake said,
Scott.
"Fuck this Bryce Young conversation." We
Dude,
talking about two.
well,
Y'all gonna stop dissing Canales though, bro. Y'all gotta stop dissing Dave.
Just to talk about the quarterback position again real quick. I did want to throw this out there. If we talking about backup quarterbacks for next year, how many people will be on board for having Jameis Winston as Bryce's backup next year?
I'm
I'm on
down.
board with any veteran.
I'm not
any
mad at that
starting
at all.
any starting experienced veteran quarterback. I'll take Jameis. I'll take Russell Wilson. Any
Definitely
not Russell Wilson.
Nope.
Why not Russell Wilson?
Hey,
I mentioned
I don't
Jameis
take Jameis.
specifically
Russell
for
Wilson's probably gonna retire.
I'll go with Joe Flacco over Andy Dalton. I mean, let's be honest,
Hey,
y'all.
well-
90% of the people that's going to be a veteran free agent quarterback is better than Andy Dalton at this point in time. The dude is done. He is done.
I
ahead,
just wanted to respond to Jake's previous comment. If you don't want to talk about Bryce, that's cool. Can we talk about Dalton? Because we need to replace his ass. And then the other thing is,
I like that.
let's talk about Dalton then. But the other thing is,
I
dude, honestly, can someone point to me who's been a better second cornerback than Mike Jackson in our history?
It's been a long ass time.
Dude,
I mean,
yeah,
think about it.
Mike
does
Jack
get
has
beat
been
sometimes,
really
dude.
damn good.
Probably Sunderland.
He doesn't
Well,
get
hold on, let me
hurt.
say this. Can we make the argument that when J.C. Horn is healthy and you have Mike Jack, that they might be the best 1-2 tandem at corners in the NFL?
You know what I call them?
What other two is
What
better?
a damn trade.
You
Cody.
know what I call them,
What a
Cody?
trade.
Man, bro.
The Broncos.
I call Mike Jack. He's our Bradbury 2.0 with better hands, but the poor man version.
Nah, he better than Bradbury.
No, he ain't better than Bradbury. Bradbury shut down every corner. He just don't have hands. He just
To
don't
be
have
real,
hands.
I was never a super fan.
And they both
of
ball headed.
Bradbury. A lot of fans are like, "Oh,
I liked him.
that
He was
Bradbury."
so overrated.
He was good.
Well, he's
but
like
he
so
was
he was so
Mike Jack.
scheme
overrated
dependent.
to me. Yeah,
Like he had
I
to
agree.
fit a scheme, or else he was like he got abused a lot.
Right. He definitely needed a little bit of help, but I feel like Mike Jack is closer to J.C. Horn than Bradbury is, in my opinion, when they were both in their prime. Mike
Cody.
Jackson has been a damn good ball player. Go ahead, Pickle.
Y'all realize that
They didn't leave that alone.
ESPN, and if you look at corners and interceptions, Mike Jack and J.C. Horn are both in the top 10.
Woohoo! I'm telling you, man,
JC is
they might be that. They might be that
JC's
tandem,
number
bro.
2, and Mike Jack's tied with a bunch of others for 8, I think.
But that's why this is such an important game, playing the Saints. Bro, I would be so fucking pissed if we lose to the New Orleans damn Saints. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We got you.
You good? We're good?
Yeah, we're good, Coach.
If we lose to the New Orleans Saints, I'm going to be fucking pissed because there is no reason why we should be losing at this point to one of the worst teams in the NFL.
I feel like here's my theory on our defense here, Cody.
If we give up 5 yards to carry again, we might lose.
I feel like
we keep hyping Everett up like the defense is that much improved. It's really not, bro. We're averaging 5 yards to carry. We're second with touchdown rushes allowed. We're second last at sacks. We're just overcompensating because we're actually taking the ball away. Turnovers do so much for a team.
That's the part that drives me crazy.
Better than last year.
That we are not. We're not getting after the quarterback at a high enough clip. And I still think we're going to need another defensive draft to really sort of make up for that. Let me welcome in Chooks back on the free for all. Chooks, what's up, dude?
What's good? What's good? Happy Friday, man.
Happy Friday, brother. How you feeling?
Good. It's a bye week, so we don't have to argue about shit.
Nah, we already done that.
Yeah, we're gonna find something to argue about.
Y'all already talked about. What's up, Pickle? What's up?
What's up, man?
You already talked about the 5th year option.
Yeah, but we'll let you speak your piece. Go ahead, man.
I mean, it's either if or I mean, honestly, it's a win-win for the Bryce haters. It's a win-win for the Bryce lovers because, in a sense, with the Bryce haters, you don't have a Daniel Jones situation. You don't have a situation that decline the option and he balls out and you have to pay him, but then he's crap the next 2 years, and then you're sitting in cap hell for 2 years. Then it's good for in the situation. Let's wait it out and see how he performs and see how it is. So I mean, again, like these next 4 games, man, is really like in the sense like this is where how are the Panthers going to be received? These the next 4 games are crucial, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, we have every opportunity right now to go out and take what we want. To absolutely just take what we want, and that's the division. We're getting healthy at the right time. We played Tampa Bay twice. We played New Orleans. And, bro, that game at home against Seattle, like, dude, if we can beat Seattle, if we can beat the Rams at home, bro, we can beat Seattle at home.
And Darnold is
Come on,
fading.
man.
Have you looked at the numbers?
Yes.
Darnold is fading. Darnold is fading.
Sam Darnold is the anti-Bryce Young. Sam Darnold starts the season on fire and then falls off a cliff. Bryce Young is drowning to start the season, and then he starts to go off, which is better.
Look at the stats. Look at Sam Darnold's stats. He has been drowning a little bit. He has been drowning.
Yeah, he's facing tough, he's facing tougher competition, and as most of us bet fans know, when you get closer to December, it gets tougher, and that's where Sam's at right now. It's gotten tougher, and this year he has to be the full-time starter.
I'm just worried about what we're gonna do when the Seahawks put Smith and Jigma in the slot, and we don't put Mike Jackson and JC on him. We just leave Jigma in the slot with the linebacker or whoever's close to him. Like he's not the best receiver in the league this year.
I do understand that. I do. But I'm gonna say this: last week, who was the wide receivers for the Rams?
Puka Nacua,
Adams,
and Devontae Adams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Two of the best in the NFL.
Okay, so Charles Smith Wade and Evans, right along with Lathan Ransom, and Christine Barnes did okay against them. Now, I'm not telling you that they're going to be elite, but they did okay, and I believe that we're going to be able to handle it. I mean, now I was the guy screaming that we were going to get our butt handed to us by the Rams and the Packers, and I was wrong. So
I think most of us
ain't
were
going to back down now. I think Seattle is tough, but if you look at Seattle's games, Seattle wins their games with their defense, not their offense.
Exactly.
Tag along.
Now, if I would have told you in the beginning of the season, hey, you're gonna lose to the Saints and the Cardinals, but I'm gonna give you a win to the Green Bay and Rams. You will take that shit. You'll take it.
Yes, I would have took that.
Cody.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure, Cody. I think you said this on your show. I mean, that you think J.C. Horn's been the best defensive player this year. I'm going to argue and say that Derek Brown's been the best defensive player we've had this year.
Look,
and
I feel like there's no.
And I'm
wrong
going to tell
answer
y'all
there.
right now, like this man is going to make the playoffs, and if he doesn't make the playoffs, I'm going to be pissed. That dude has been mollywalking everybody on opposing offense.
Look,
I mean, the dude's taking double teams and just throwing them.
If it wasn't for Myles Garrett, he would be the defensive player of the year. Derek Brown.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the dude had
He's comeback player of the year.
Myles Garrett has 18 sacks.
Comeback player of the year.
Yeah, comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year. I think he should get it too.
Hey, y'all keep talking about the Saints game like JC ain't get worked that game.
Okay, that's Chris Olave. That's football. That's football. That's football.
We are not about to slander JC Horn.
We're not going to slander.
No, that's my dude. That's my dude. But you can't get toasted over the top like that, bro.
That's Chris Olave.
So I got a theory on that whole defense. We're just talking about this.
That happens to every corner that gets toasted.
Right,
So you're the same. Are you the same dude that George Pickens? Okay.
So they got these, the way our defense plays, you look at the teams we beat, and they always have been these like high powered, shockers. Like we beat Green Bay, we beat the Rams, and even the Cowboys. The reason why we're beating these teams, I think, is because of the style of defense that Avero plays. I think it kind of goes by some people. We play more of like an old school bend but don't break style, and what they do is they have that huge umbrella with the two safeties, or at least a single high, where they try to stop the big play from happening, meaning that they don't let you throw deep. And I think if you look back on it even last year, that's why we were competitive against the Chiefs. And then you look at the teams that we get beat by, these bunk-ass teams like the Saints. And why do we lose to the Saints? And why do we lose to some of these teams that we lost to? I think they're playing a check-down mid-range game, and they were willing to stay there. Like against the Rams, we pressured them into not pass rush pressure, but we upset them enough that they want to take that deep shot. They have the skill players and the quarterback to do it. And eventually I think Stafford got impatient and just started, after that one that bounced off Brown's head, they were pressing a little bit. And you look at like a lot of the other ones, it's kind of the same thing. But you play, the Saints and Tyler Shuck, and he's out there. He's more than glad as a rookie just to take those check downs and those little short out routes, the mid range, without taking any deep shots.
And let me
say we get beat. We get beat by these little. We get beat by check down Charlies, and we have a hard time against the deep shots in running games, obviously. But that's just my thought on it. If you look at it, that's the teams that we beat. We're more of wanting to take deep shots.
And let me say this though: football. Whoever said J.C. Horn got burned, look, that's football, my dude. Randy Moss burned Darrell Revis. They're both in the Hall.
Bro, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it like it's not. I'm saying that contributes. That contributes to the loss, bro. You can't get toasted 60-yard bombs in football, like, bro. Listen, bro. Hold on, bro. The quarterback, you cannot allow 3 and 4.
I will show you.
You cannot allow 3 and 4 explosives in one half, bro, and blame it on your quarterback, bro. It's a team game.
Okay, go ahead.
But do you think that's indicative of who he is as a player, though?
No, I'm saying that's indicative of that loss of us as a team not playing solid football week to week, growing pains as a team. We keep mentioning it as Bryce.
I mean, yeah, but
it's us as a team.
Look,
we're a young team.
If J.C. Horn did not play well against the Saints, neither did Bryce Young.
And that's what I keep saying. Like we're not that team yet, bro. We're not that team yet where we're playing great football on a week-to-week basis. I'm saying we lost that game as a team, bro. Yeah, the O-line got demolished by the Saints, bro. Kamara looked like his old self against the run defense, bro. JC was getting toasted for bombs. That's stuff we don't never see. All of that contribute to the win. And even with that, like I said, if Horn doesn't fumble that ball in the goal line, we still probably win.
Hey, one more thing, and then I gotta do something though, Trig, just to counter off what you're saying. Those interceptions against the 49ers were two of the most athletic plays I have seen from a Panther this year. Like those were
that Jaguars one too,
bro.
The Jaguars
and the Jets.
That one had a catch.
In the Jets.
Yes, and the one in the back of the end zone against the Jets.
Oh, he's making a Pro Bowl.
Bananas, dude. Yeah, but I think he's a shoe-in Pro Bowler. I think Derek Brown is a shoe-in Pro Bowler. I'm gonna be real. I think T-Mac's gonna make the Pro Bowl.
Brown's all pro. I think Derek Brown's gonna be all pro.
And I'm rookie of the year. No,
this is a take. This is what I take, and I think like a lot of people who are panelists and media, they don't like the Panthers. I can tell like they bet a lot. They probably bet a lot and get mad that they lost their money against the Panthers because I mean no one.
That's why it's fun to watch the PFF. If you guys ever watch PFF, watch that guy just look dumbfounded. He's like, "What the hell?"
They bet on the games. So,
yeah.
Again, this is a young team. This is like I've been saying for the longest time. This is exactly what the Lions went through. They went through ups and downs as a young team, ups and downs, and it finally clicked.
None of these fuckers make the fucking Pro Bowl, if you know what I'm saying.
We got to understand at the same time that we have like a record number of rookies playing for us this year that we kept.
Yes.
We was top 5, I think, when it came to rookies making the 53-man roster.
We're a very young football team.
And I mean, I can hold on before you go, Pick. I just want to say Tetairoa McMillan, as I call him, Nalo, plenty of playing time. He's been our number 1 wide receiver the whole year. Nick Scorton
Yeah.
been getting a bunch of playing time this year. Princely been getting plenty of playing time this year. We've seen ETN at multiple times. Lathan Ransom, he's out there on defense making plays as well. Cam Jackson, I know he hasn't been activated this year or a lot of games, but he's been out there at times too. Mitchell Evans, I think that is our future tight end number 1 eventually. Jimmy Horn. I mean, literally every single one of our rookies we've seen this year on the field, and I mean that says a lot. Like, we're playing the shit out of our rookies, and I'm just glad he showed up a lot of times.
Hey, Jake,
That's
would you
coaching.
say that Nalo
That's
is
coaching.
better than Travis Hunter?
Oh, I mean,
he is better.
This year?
that's easy.
Just
That's
saying.
not
This year,
even a
yes.
question.
That's not
huh?
even.
All right.
Yeah.
Those are some old arguments I used to have.
I will say though, I'm going back to the draft night when we drafted Nalo. I'm just so glad I was one of the guys that actually made a positive when I thought for sure we was going defense.
Yeah,
Well,
most of us were not
like me
happy
and-
with the pick when
No,
we
me and
made it.
Cody, we were good either way. Cody, we wanted Tyler Warren. I think either pick.
Yeah,
Like although I'm like over the moon with T-Mac, I still think Tyler Warren would have still been a hell of a
Yeah,
pick.
he's good.
and by the way,
I
I'm
agree,
not too big to say that Nalo has overshot my expectations. I thought that his first year in the NFL, he would have some difficulties with his NFL corners, because he's not necessarily a burner. But dude, he fits into Canales' system like peanut butter and jelly, bro.
He beat Kelvin
just
Benjamin Ricketts.
Fits.
I'm telling you.
Oh
Does he
yeah, bro.
remind you, does he
Ain't
remind
no
you of
way
Michael
he's not
Thomas from the
beating.
Saints?
I think he'll be better than Michael Thomas.
I think he's a more
And I know that's
athletic
crazy to say, but
version
I
of
think he'll be
Michael
better.
Thomas. Yes,
He's
but
kinda
no,
like an
that's not a
AJ
bad.
Green.
That's not a bad comparison to say that Nalo
No, not at all.
could be the Michael Thomas to Bryce Young's Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Now, I
here's the
don't know.
difference, though.
Yeah,
Wasn't Michael Thomas known for just fucking slant routes all day?
yeah, they call him
Slant
Slant
Man.
Man. Yeah,
Slant
Slant
Man,
Man.
yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's
but he
better
was
than him.
effective though. He used to kill the Panthers.
That's true.
It is.
Well, that's because our head coaches and our coordinators were idiots and they didn't know how to stop him.
How
They
many
didn't.
times?
And they didn't adequately address the nickel position. It's like people people see J.C. Horn lining up at nickel. I'm on some fan groups, y'all. People freak out. Oh my God, what's he doing on the nickel? Good God Almighty! And they might be the best receiver in football lined up at nickel, and people are brain dead.
Well, that's what I think.
They want these
Well,
guys
hey,
lined
before
up.
John's talking
we-
about Michael Thomas. I think Coker's a little bit now. Don't flip out. Coker's a little bit like him in the same body frame, where he like plays from the slot and it kind of a dominant. But he's less athletic. But after then Michael Thomas got hurt, and then he was pretty much ass after that. But
yeah. Hey, hold on. But before we go any further, I want to take a real quick moment to let you know about today's sponsor, Rula. Look, taking care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. If you pull a muscle, you see a doctor. But when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating. You've got long wait lists or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. That's usually what stops people from getting help. This is where Rula comes in. Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance plans, and the average session copay is just $15. That's basically the cost of lunch. Instead of a sandwich, you're investing in your own headspace. With Rula, you're not just matched and left to figure it out. You check in, they make sure you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not just whoever happens to be available. Getting started could not be easier. You answer a few quick questions about what matters to you, and Rula connects you with in-network providers who actually fit your needs. You pick the time, and you could be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. No weeks of waiting, no endless back and forth. Bottom line, if you've been putting this off, Rula takes away the excuses, simple and affordable, and actually built to help you get better. Therapy does not break the bank. Rula works with most major insurance plans, and sessions can cost as little as $15. Thousands of guys have already used Ruler to finally get the care they need. Don't put it off. Go to ruler.com/C3 and get started today. That's Ruler, RULA.com/C3. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. Thank you to Ruler for sponsoring the C3 Panthers podcast. Thank you to Ruler. Boys, jump back on it. Drew, you were saying that. Right, go ahead, Christian. Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead,
just
Christian.
gonna say, dude, thank you for that, Cody. I took the info down because I'm gonna need to call them if we lose to the fucking Saints.
There you go.
I
There
thought
you
Ruler,
go.
thought
Take
Ruler was
care.
just
No, you're
thought
hey,
Ruler
dude.
was Arnold Schwarzenegger saying ruler. I get the
Ruler.
ruler.
Get in the
Get to the
ruler.
chopper.
Get to the
Get the
chopper.
ruler.
That's the favorite one. Get to the chopper.
Who said you could take my cookies?
But no, for real,
I'll be
with how up and down the Panthers have been this year, bro, get you some ruler, boys. Take care of your mental health.
If we talk about Bryce anymore, I'm gonna need that shit.
Yeah,
We
right.
ain't talking about Bryce. We're talking about Dalton.
Hey, no, but listen.
Yeah,
No one gives
I'm
a
done with
No, no,
Dalton.
no, no,
Dalton.
no, 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 no. Listen, I want to say this.
Dalton's already replaced.
Listen, I want to bring
We
this
saw
up
Dalton's
because
replacement
listen,
on the
no, listen. Jake brought this up earlier, and I think it warrants a discussion. Chuba Hubbard balled out against the Los Angeles Rams. I am now of the mindset that the Chuba Hubbard that we have seen most of this year was not a healthy Chuba Hubbard.
Nope.
I
He
agree.
came back too early from that calf injury. And I feel like now you're finally starting to see the best of Chuba. Do you think that now Chuba is going to be a more featured part of the offense and you're going to see a more genuine split between Chuba and Rico Dowdle going forward?
Yes.
Yes.
To be honest
Yeah.
with you, I don't even think it matters. I think they're both coming off this bye, and I've been asking for it all year round. Like people's like, oh, you can't make the two back system work. Yes, they can. They can make
You
it
can't
work.
do it by alternating series though. That was
No,
dumb.
I get that. Oh yeah, I get that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that myself, and I like the two back system.
Canales
But
submitted.
you got to feed the high hand, feed him, but also feed the other back because both these guys honestly feed off of the more carries that they get. And I've said this a lot of times. Like I feel like neither one of them got enough carries that they should have got. I think they should get more carries because that's how they get better by the carry. And be honest with you, Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle should both be able to eat in any game, especially going
Yeah.
off this bye.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Pam.
Well, if anybody
I
knows you
agree,
can make
Jake.
a two-back system work, it's the Panthers.
Yeah.
We're like one of the
All right,
most
I'm next.
modern time
I'm
people
next.
that have proved it.
I'm next. Dude, shut the hell up. I'm next.
Pickle said,
You
"Shut
got here,
the
Cody. Go ahead.
hell up."
Deal
Come
with
on,
it.
man.
And he raised his hand like a good
I'm
little boy.
about to take off my sweatshirt here in a minute.
Oh
Anyhow,
Lord, no, don't do that.
Anyhow.
Pickle. Nobody wants to see the
Yeah.
nipples.
Hey man, hey,
Speak for yourself.
Hey, there's some ladies in the chat.
I need ruler. I need ruler.
Hey,
All right, Pickle, talk
all
about
right,
the
that's too
damn
much
running
info.
backs and not the
They
nipples.
got me all confused. Now,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I'm gonna agree. The one thing Canales said though was, and I found it interesting. I didn't realize this. Canales said that they feel that Chuba is actually better in pass protection, and
Then Rico, I agree.
yeah, and when Chuba took that swing pass and he went to the house, yo, I'm sorry, I don't think we have a running back. No, I don't want to say running back. I don't think we have. I don't think Rico has that speed to do that. I think Rico
he
has
did
to
at the
have the
beginning.
power to do that, but I don't think he has
I think
the speed.
Rico's
Now,
wearing
Rico's
down.
battling a lot of injuries
Them cramps.
that are lingering injuries. Yeah, and he's battled them. He's battled them all year. I'm sorry, he has.
Well,
But-
Chuba really hasn't had
but,
that burst most of the year either.
No,
So it's kind of
I
nice to
agree.
see that.
That injury,
let's remember the
Came
original
back from injury
plan.
too early.
Right, you're right. The original plan was for Rico to hold the fort down as a backup to Chuba till Jonathan Brooks got healthy. Has that plan changed?
I think
think
Brooks is like,
I think it's changed to the point where we got to offer Rico Dotto a deal. And I know people's like, we just paid Chuba, and I get that.
But how much?
I don't know.
Do
I
you?
don't know.
You know where I'm going with this, though.
I find it hard to believe that the Panthers are just going to let him walk, not offer him nothing on the table. Like, I'm not saying they're going to offer, like, they're going to offer him something. It's not going to be nothing.
Yes, I agree. They will offer him something. But if Rico wants to get higher, I don't think the Panthers are going to match him when he goes higher. I don't
will agree to that. I will agree to that.
I just wanted to say this though, Pickle.
Go ahead.
I think the Panthers, they want that 2 running back set, like what you see with the Rams with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs.
The Rams?
Because not the Rams, pardon me, the Lions. Because I think that if you continue to have Rico being your primary rushing attack and he continues to ball out, well, then it's going to be kind of hard for them to move on from him and to be able to justify it. And if you did keep him here, you would have to pay him a lot of money in order for Rico to stay here. Whereas if you're able to get good production out of both Rico and Chuba, I think that drives down the price a little bit on a potential Rico Dowdle contract. And I think it probably makes it a little bit easier to retain him unless Rico decided to go somewhere else on his own.
Well, shout out to Shane McCrary, 8055 in the chat, Cody. He says we better pay Icky, Mays, and Coker before we pay Rico. And that's an interesting conversation. Yeah. When do you pay Rico? Do you pay him before or after everybody else is paid?
After.
You could have. I think
with whatever's left.
I don't think you have to have that. I mean, you can offer. As much conversation we've had tonight, there's been one name that we have not mentioned the whole entire night, and we said Dan Morgan, but we ain't talked about Brand Tillis. That guy, if I trust any guy to make a deal, a contract, and structure it in a way where we can get multiple people with not a whole lot of cap space, it's that man. I mean, honestly.
Jake, I said front office a while ago, and that calculates for everybody in the front office.
Okay, but Jake Pickle, there's only money can't go with everyone. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people want 2 new linebackers. They want a new tight end. They want another wide receiver.
No, we don't. No, we don't need a new tight end. I know Anthony, and some people are pushing for a likely. We've got 3 young tight. Okay, we got 2 young tight ends and a middle-aged guy.
Tommy Tremble, not middle-aged.
We have. I've been nice.
By the way, I'm still a fan of Tommy Tremble. I like Tommy Tremble.
I think if you bring in a free agent and you already have Sanders and you have Tommy, Evan Mitchell gets pushed to the bottom.
I like this tight end room.
Shit.
I like this tight end room
like we are. Let them develop.
Sanders, get some weight.
Let them
get your
develop.
Weight back up.
I'm advocately against bringing in another tight end.
I agree.
So let me let Chooks go, and then Anthony's back on the show. I'm gonna let him reply because I know he's interested in Isaiah Likely. Go ahead, Chooks.
He's going to reply.
So people are wanting all this and all that. Well, mine was saying that what you build through the draft, you sign Icky, you sign Cade, you draft another. Again, my always theory: every single draft, you draft an offensive lineman. That's me. You draft an offensive lineman every single draft.
It ain't just you; it's me too.
You draft an offensive, and then
the Cowboys do.
I know y'all hate me for saying this, but I'm going to take the same philosophy as well. If Rico can go, then you draft another running back. You do all you can to do the pieces that you have and draft. I wouldn't draft another pass rusher because you're working on Nico and Scoring and Prince. You want 3 young defensive ends. You need to draft linebackers. How many picks
you think we got?
Exactly.
I think that's right.
I think a defense would look a lot different if Pat Jones didn't get hurt.
Well, but we're also talking free agency too. Free agency is also factored in here along with the draft, but certain needs are going to be higher than the others. I think linebacker is way more pressing than tight end. But there have been
We're gonna
years.
draft a linebacker.
Mhm.
There have been years
We
when
gotta
the
draft an
We need
Panthers,
inside
two.
linebacker.
when
We
we
need
didn't
two.
think
High.
when we didn't think that the Panthers were
Yes.
going to do something in the free agency, and they decided to do it and
Or-
make the roster a little bit better. Let me welcome in Anthony. I'm gonna go right to you, Jake, when Anthony's done. Go ahead, Ant.
Yo, what's up, boys? What's up?
What's
Chilling,
up,
brother.
man?
What's up?
I've been listening while I'm working. I will say, listen, I think in the off season, what I look for is to see, what the team does in free agency. Oh
Hey,
shoot,
you cut.
sorry.
Yeah, you cut out.
Someone called me.
No, we
It's
hear you
not
now.
that.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. So so like last year, right? We didn't do anything at receiver, and that let me know. I was like, we got to do something. They got to do something in the draft, right? Because it was a pressing need. But for me, it's like I would look whatever we don't do in the free agency, they're going to do in the draft. So if people are worried about linebacker, I was talking about Leo Chanel earlier today. There's some good young linebacker talent in free agency. Nakobe Dean, guys that may get locked down, but that's a place I would look. I'm just saying, really, it'll come down to what Dan does in free agency. But I was, that Dan Graziano article or whatever, he basically said in there the Panthers. Dan Morgan's probably surprised by the success we had because they were saying 2026 is the jump year. So I wouldn't be surprised if Dan tries to go at one position, big name hunting. I really wouldn't be surprised by it. Like a Trey Hendrickson. I knew you guys just brought up edge rushers, but this team needs a veteran edge rusher. I think
Yes.
Scorton's a great. I love that guy. Princely needs time to develop, but get someone in here that's proven. And then the running back thing, and then I'll go to tight end real quick. I'm gonna let Rico walk, man.
Thank you.
I thought about this with Cody. I don't think Chuba has been healthy, and then right when he's healthy, he gets 17 carries
said that.
for 83 yards. I still think Chuba's got talent, and then you got Trevor Etienne, who has 20 carries for 90 yards this year. He just hasn't. He's just been buried on the depth chart, and you got Brooks.
Right.
So I don't
Exactly. I agree
I don't
with
really
him.
think running back. I don't think Dan's going to commit that money there. And then my
agree.
thing here, I know people don't want it. Some people don't want to draft a tight end. I like Mitchell Evans. I want him to be featured. But Tommy Tremble is good for his one hurdle catch a game. And JT Sanders,
year.
A
A year.
Sanders is a bust.
Oh no, let
I
him
was going to
finish.
say, JT Sanders just doesn't have a high IQ when it comes to playing football. And there's nothing against the guy. I'm sitting here letting these guys develop, but I wouldn't be opposed to giving Isaiah Likely, a dude that came from Coastal Carolina, a 2 or 3 year contract. I'm honest with that. I think he can catch passes over the middle of the field. I think he's quick. So those are just things to think about.
If he was that good though, why doesn't he crack the lineup at Baltimore? He can't get past Mark Andrews.
Well,
Yeah, but they run 2 tight end sets too.
He's
He
been
can't.
injured. He's been injured.
Yeah, so why do you want a guy that's been injured? He hasn't really shown anything.
Wait. Hold on. Isn't
Every NFL
isn't
team-
Isaiah Likely not much of a blocking tight end? He's pretty much just
pretty
a
skinny.
runner, right? Yeah, he's not a very big guy that you would want in that position. I think Dan Morgan probably would be looking for a true tight end that can do both. But I don't know. It just depends on how much you would value that position.
I know.
Well, go ahead, Jake. I told Jake he can go.
We're talking about tight end right now. I mean, are we seriously not about to have this conversation that tight end is more important than middle linebacker? We're not about to go that route.
No, not at all.
We really not about to go that route, are we? Because that's not the. I'm sorry.
My thing with Rico, we have a bunch of needs that are way higher than tight end, way higher than running back. I would like to bring Rico Dowdle back on not a too much of an expensive contract. If he wants some major running back payday, right? That's what I'm saying. But if he wants some major payday, then I agree with Anthony. I don't.
You don't think
I
he
don't
wants to be
think
here?
we should
No,
decide.
Pickle. You don't think he wants to be here?
But the thing is that
I've heard it before. That's what I'm saying. I'm
way
not
the
doubting. I'm not doubting you.
This ain't
When a
your
player
David
gets on
Clowney.
TV, when a player gets on TV and says, "I want to be here," how many players in the history of the Panthers
I don't think
have
he's been.
said, "I want to be here" right before
I,
they get a contract?
I don't
Or they're
think
due
he's.
for a contract?
but
I don't think
but
he's been
here's
that
my
guy
thing.
that's been on TV that said he wants to be here. I think he
Well,
had, and Pickle, you know this. There's the article that was been out that he was offered multi contracts. It wasn't just the Panthers. He wanted to sign here.
right.
He
But,
wanted to
but
be here on a 1-year
yes,
deal at that.
yes. But let's look at the scope of some of these offers. Let's be real. Some of these offers came from teams who just wanted to bring him in and stick him at the very bottom of roster. Here, he knew that he could have an opportunity to at least be a number 2.
But
At least.
and I hear all that.
I'm not doubting him. I'm just
Yeah,
My thing-
I'm all about keeping Rico if you get like. No one's saying to break the bank on him. If he's going to come out with something reasonable, maybe incentive laden, and then
Run it.
'cause I'd rather have him than ETN or even Brooks. Those two guys are
those
about
guys-
as
And that's not. And that's. I don't
Those
think that's
guys
an
are
issue.
going to be on the roster. Those guys are on expendable. Those guys are on cheap contracts. Like those are like.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You could get a
You
cheap
don't
contract
draft
on a
those guys-
returning
yeah.
vet.
But you don't draft those guys to
Not
just
often.
not see what they can do. And here's my other thing. This is gonna be the second year in a row Rico has 1,000 yards. I feel like some team is gonna. His agent is gonna push for a decent.
His agent's going to push. Yes. And
They can
who's going
push
to take?
what
Who
and
is-
how many athletes have we seen fire their own agent because?
Well,
their
but
agent
see, this
don't
is
do
where
that much?
this is where the conversation is relevant. And Jake and Pickle sort of alluded to it already. When you have guys that are coming up, look, I think the Panthers really like Cade Mays at center. I think they're going to want to extend him at center.
Yes.
I think that we're going to need another linebacker. We know that.
I think
and
we're going
we're
to draft
going
a linebacker and sign a
Yeah.
linebacker.
No, it's
can't-
very, very
gonna-
possible
I'm
that,
gonna
that
give
we
you our
do both
draft
of
pick
those
next year.
things. But also, again,
But-
we have to sign a Kwanu, and it's looking like we are going to sign him. He's been pretty damn good this year. I do think that based on the decisions that we've seen, Dan Morgan is going to prioritize the trenches, shoring up your offensive line, making sure you have good depth. And I think they're going to go all out on an edge rusher. I like what Anthony said. I don't think that Trey Hendrickson is out of the option list for the Panthers. However, if that means you don't sign Rico Dowdle in return for that, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to argue with that.
Remember the rumors about him too, Cody? I think someone from Panthers on Tap had a source on that we were interested in him last offseason. So yeah. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces here too.
It's also to remember.
If I want to, I think
Moten's up too. His contract's up too.
No, he got extended. He got
extended.
Did he? Oh, I
the
must have
one
missed
thing
that.
I
I
wanna
missed those things.
Yeah. The one thing I want to say is let's remember when we're having these conversations about defense. A lot of this will be determined on who our defensive coordinator is. If
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
If Rivero doesn't return and they opt for a different style coordinator, it may change the scheme.
I can't see him. I can't see him getting rid of him now.
No. You misunderstood. Just a minute. You misunderstood. I've heard other shows talk about this. What people are not realizing is, because I tried to talk to John at One Carolina the other day on his show, but I missed him. Igero's contract expires at the end of this year. Okay, it's not about letting him go. He may opt to go somewhere else that pays him more money, or gives him
do you think that someone's going to offer him more than what we would? Like,
it's a possibility. Yeah.
You end up.
I mean,
you think about it like
possible, but it's also if let me put it this way: if he's offered to be a defensive coordinator for
he has like a dream job somewhere, I guess.
Let's just say he's offered to be a defensive coordinator for a team those head coaches struggling for the last couple of years. That would be a future opportunity that he may have as a head coach. Or if he likes
those never work out though. I think it's more likely to make the team good where you're at. and get
Does-
hired
Listen,
off of
I
a staff.
understand.
Does he want to be here
Okay.
next year too, though?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I understand what you're getting at. I do.
Yeah.
But you're looking at that through your Carolina Panthers sunglasses, my friend. I understand that, but just because we love it, don't mean everybody does.
I mean,
I'm
to
not
be
even
honest,
saying.
guys,
I don't even think that we love him.
Listen. A lot of still don't. I have a lot of respect for him now because he has worked. He's overcome some of the issues.
I agree.
Some of the stuff I see wrong with the defense now is more about. Now, listen, I still don't like the fact that he won't let JC travel when he needs to travel.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
And I think a lot of time when we line up too, that we're too far back with our quarterbacks instead of being close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we
got
play
to be
way too
I hate
far
that.
off.
I will
Like you
always
said,
hate that.
that's his style, though. That's his
I
bend, don't
get
break,
that.
don't give
I
anything away.
understand.
Yeah.
I would prefer.
But when you play a soft, zone, you have to do that.
Even as good as the defense has been playing, I do still wish we would go back to a 4-3 and just play a bunch of press man coverage like the Seattle Seahawks did when they won the Super Bowl.
Dude, we also don't blitz enough. We don't blitz enough. Like we and I think it's just we have to understand too, like we have a really young roster. A lot like offense and defense, like coaches. I personally I think we can upgrade a defensive coordinator. I think
That's why
here,
and that's why I think
Chuck. Real quick. I think I know Dan Morgan said he likes Evero's scheme, but I also think that there is a big possibility he knows that if we can get a 4-3 guy in here, this defense can become really something special with the young guys developing.
And that's why and thank you for that.
My only thing is
that's why I don't think.
Go ahead, my bad.
Very good.
That's why
I draft another defensive end. It does not make sense if it's a young team. Why would you draft another defensive end to make it more young? You have to go for Trey Henderson. You have to.
Yes.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Nick is ready. Nick is a full-time edge. Nick's ready to be the opposite, but we need someone else. I would say.
Dude, hey, can I just dream for a sec? Could you imagine Derek Brown and Trey Hendrickson on the same fucking line? Come on, man. That's the stuff dreams are made of.
But you don't want Trey Hendrickson in a 3-4. Yeah, 3-4.
No, I agree, but that's why I'm saying I don't like this 3-4. Like, I don't understand that we're good. And to be real, I think Derek Brown would much rather play a 3 attack in a traditional 4-3 than edge in
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree to that, Cody. I think Derek Brown actually likes this system right now. I truly believe that. I be honest with you, I know we've been saying that we want J.C. Horn, and I've been one of the guys that said I want J.C. Horn to follow the best wide receiver. But I've really loved how Evero has moved Derek Brown on this defensive line, because Derek Brown has not always lined up as the defensive tackle. He's been on the edge. He's been inside. They move him around a lot on the defensive line. I have loved, when it comes to Evero, I have loved how he has moved our defensive line around. I will say that.
No, I want to say this real quick. Y'all keep bringing him up. Trey Hendrickson is the best free agent edge rusher in this draft
for sure
by wide margin. But he's also 32 years old.
Yep.
Pickle, that don't even. But that don't even.
He's been injured a lot. This year he's been injured a
honestly,
lot.
Listen.
He has. That's why it might be a good deal. You get it.
I talked to some Bengals guys, but here's the thing y'all have to understand. He is looking for a new contract, and him getting a severe injury is not going to help his case for that. So there's a lot of speculation that
it could also be that point where it's not even severe. He's just like, oh, I have my toe hurts. I'm not going to play because I don't have, like, why are you going to go out there and risk your future if you're not 100%? I think he's been injured, quote unquote, because he doesn't want to risk his future earnings possibility. That's just my opinion. Like, he screams at a guy that's like, they're not going to give me an extended contract, so I'm going to look out for myself this year.
Yeah,
like if he had a 3-year contract and they were like fighting for a playoff spot, I guarantee that dude would be playing right now.
The list is not good for edge rushers.
Yeah.
Like it or not, that's just
So-
I think that's how the NFL. That's how players think.
So
Unless there is a
in a sense-
badass edge in the draft that you think is going to be a day one game changer, which again you can't really depend on. But
Well, that's
no,
that's what I always hated about the 3-4 is that a 3-4 outside
the
pass
Jalen
rusher is
Phillips
so
was-
hard to find.
Jalen Phillips, who was traded to the Eagles, is
That
also
would have been a
free
good
agent.
pick.
He's 27. He's
That'd be
also
a good
free
pickup.
agent now. That's
Listen,
a guy
I
would
only
go
brought
after.
I mean-
that up because I think we're this rebuild is more excelled than I think. Like if we finish with like 9 wins this year, man, I just think Dan Morgan has the ability. I think he has the confidence to go out there and make a splash signing.
if Anthony,
I-
if they go 9-8 and win a playoff and get a home game and win a playoff game, they have to seize on 2026. They have to seize on 2026. They can't
I
draft
think-
anymore.
Well, we
They
all
have to make a
see the
splash.
holes in our roster. It's not like I think this next year it's really set up well for us in the draft because there's some top tier linebacker talent that will be in the middle of the bottom of that first round because no one's really looking for an off ball linebacker, which is good for us because I think there's some talented dudes like at Ohio State.
Sonny
And
Styles.
Sonny Styles.
Texas has some
That is
good
my
dudes.
pick.
That's
Yeah.
a
Sonny
this is a
Styles is my
defensive
pick.
draft.
Yeah,
Yes, the defense.
Sonny for
like,
sure.
I
Like
agree.
watch that
Yeah,
dude play.
people keep my argument was though people keep talking about pass rush.
I agree, Paul.
I truly
100%.
believe
I like
having
him
that-
more. I
that
like
captain-
to find him more than Henderson.
I like Trevor Wallace. Don't get me wrong, and I think he's had good games at times. But I truly believe that we need to draft a middle linebacker,
Yes,
and
I'm
I
with
think
you.
Sonny Styles is that guy because
we
that
have
dude.
to.
Two.
And look,
Two
you don't even
middle
have to put
linebackers.
Sonny Styles at middle linebacker. You can put him on any linebacker position. He can play the weak side. He can play any side. That dude is legit. And I mean, the whole we draft 2 linebackers thing. It really depends on if we go back to the 4-3 system or we stay where we're at.
Didn't look like
yeah.
We don't
I'm
need
gonna be
2.
honest.
We-
like
period.
One for
more-
sure.
the more we're
Yeah,
talking
oh,
about
I
it,
agree.
season.
One for sure.
And
the more
first
we're
2
talking
games
about
of
it,
this year.
there's so many unknown quantities right now. Like who's our defensive coordinator? Who's re-signing? Who's leaving?
Yeah.
There's some guys on 1-year deals, and I mean the one thing I do know is like I think Dan he's gonna pay the homegrown players. Like I think Icky's gonna get paid. I think
Yep.
Mays gets paid.
Yep.
It only helps your cap from that perspective, extending those
And I
guys.
think you get Icky at a good price too. Like
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to necessarily like. He's not
Oh,
even
he-
this
he
year.
will get paid.
He's been solid. He's still not like a
Well,
top.
But he's
Hey,
a lineman.
real
He's an
quick.
offensive lineman. Offensive lineman has been getting paid very well, and
Yeah.
especially like you got to think though, we paid Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis top money.
Yeah,
This is
and
a
you're
left
talking
tackle.
left
Yeah,
tackle.
left tackle. There you go.
Left
Then we're talking
tackle
left
money's
tackle. The
different,
most
bro.
Well, we
pricey
paid those other two a
position.
lot of money because we were asked for that
Yeah, I'm
last
telling you
3
right now,
years.
Icky is going to get paid a lot of money for the simple fact
Well-
that he has.
He's a left tackle.
And
this
remember,
It's been
rem-
amazing for him.
remember, it's not just Icky though. We have to make a decision on Cade Mays, and Cade
Oh, he get
Mays is
paid.
played. But remember, that means you're going to pay a top center big money, and you're paying top
Cade
left tackle
Mays,
money.
Cade
that means-
That's
Mays,
going to
Cade
be
Mays won't be
expensive.
big money.
Cody,
though.
Cody, hold on one second.
Cade Mays may not cost big money.
He won't be
I
big
looked
money.
at that the other day. Somebody on a different show sets up about 15 million. No,
he will.
no,
No, he won't be that.
I don't
Maybe-
believe
maybe
that
for the
at
I
all.
think
Tinkle.
12,
Not
13,
15,
12 to
about
13
6 or
million.
7
Wait, but
million.
hold on,
13.
Tinkle. Let me
About
tell you
6
why I
or
don't
7
believe
million.
that. Payne, let me tell you why I don't believe that. I
It's
remember
that.
David Gellman a long time ago used to talk about players getting their first kick of the can, meaning
Right.
their first time to legit make real money. This would be the first time in Cade Mays' career that he will be able to make legit starter NFL money. And literally being the guy who snaps the ball to Bryce, he is going to cost more than I think fans are going to want to stomach.
Cody, what
But
about this?
keeping that offensive line intact, I think is going to be very important to Dan Morgan. Go ahead, Ant.
I don't.
No, to add on real quick too, guys, the supply of free agent offensive linemen is
Yes.
so low. Like Cade Mays is a legitimate up and coming young center. His market is going to be pretty. He's going to have a couple suitors. But at the end of the day, guys, like, forget the price tag. Let's just retain good players.
Now,
Kind of where I'm at. Like,
and
Well, I agree with that. I say on the rumor space all the time that do not be stingy paying these offensive
Offensive
linemen
lineman.
because I named them. I said the Seahawks didn't want to pay Damian Lewis. We did.
Look what
Now
the
they
Bears
regret it.
did.
I
Look,
look what the Bears think Joe Tooney
the Bears
didn't want to
copied
pay Robert Hunt. We did.
the Bears copied
And
our blueprint. They really did. Look, we paid 2 top guards, Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis. What did the Bears do this previous offseason? They literally went and
Tooney.
signed 2 premium guards and signed
They
them
traded
big
for
money.
one. They
We did
traded.
the same. They traded for one as well. That's what I'm saying.
Look,
Like that interior protection on the offensive line is very important. Just like
So,
your left
Cody-
tackle.
Cody, this is what's going to happen then. You're going to have a top paid left tackle, a top left guard paid, a center top paid, a right tackle paid, a right guard. Where's the money? Where's the rest of the money go to? You have to draft. You have to draft.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
y'all still
that's-
got to remember.
And I
you
trust
can't
that
pay everybody.
You're not wrong in that assertion. You're gonna have to draft.
Dan
And by the
Morgan
way,
will be.
and
Right.
I think that looking at our team this year, how good our players have been in the draft and through the draft, I feel comfortable with Dan Morgan building this team through the draft.
Right.
But no, you're right though. That's going to be a lot of money on the O line. And by the way, the
We're number one
Panthers
right now.
the Panthers already have the most expensive offensive line in the
Hey,
NFL
let
right
me-
now.
let me
So
ask
it's
one
going
question.
to be even more. Yeah, they don't want to get Christian in. He's
Let
been
me
over there.
let me
silent.
ask
He's
you guys
been
one
silent.
question.
He's thinking about you right now.
Let me
I
ask one
Yeah, go ahead,
question
Tooks.
before I get out, before I leave. Staying with the same principle of drafting a offensive tackle or offensive lineman every single year. Seeing that we paid everybody Icky and we paid Cade and whatever, what would you draft in offensive line if we paid all those offensive linemen? Who would you draft next year? What type of tackle, a center or guard? What would you draft? Think of the future if you was there.
Well,
let me ask you
here's
that.
I don't.
I-
Well, he asked me to pick one down, let you go. If there is a good center available, I'm not opposed to it, but I don't think you can go into the draft just assuming that there's going to be a center available for you to draft that'll be able to do right out of the gate what Cade Mays does.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Pickle.
I would draft a offensive tackle who can play left and right because more than likely, Brady Christensen, who seems to be injury prone,
I think
won't
he's
be
gone. Him and Corbett are gone.
He won't
I
be here.
think
Corbett
yeah,
won't be here.
Corbett's gonna be gone.
I mean, I like the guard that started in place of Zavala the other day, but I'm gonna be real. I'd let
Jake
Zavala
Vaughn.
go.
I would too.
Yeah,
So
he's
I would
I
too.
like him to be our swing guard. But at depth, but we have to find a swing tackle. The Josh Neumann is also a free agent this year.
Oh, he
and I
gone.
wouldn't be
Gone. I don't
reluctant
like
to bring
him now.
back.
He's gone.
No, he is good. No, he is very good at right tackle though. Say what you will, don't get me wrong. I've criticized him a lot too, but his natural position really is right tackle, and he is very good at right tackle.
Well,
When
you
he's
put
had
it.
to
Yeah,
step
you put
in,
him anywhere else.
when he's had to step
He
in
can go
for
to the Raiders and
Taylor
start.
Bowden, he has been good.
Also,
Right, but when you use a swing tackle, you need somebody who can play
Yeah,
both
I
sides.
get that. I get that.
this is off topic, but I missed this segment. Just want to shout out Tetairoa McMillan, man. For
Oh, that's right.
Right.
hopefully he can get the offensive rookie of the year, and
He's gonna get pure rookie of the year. Watch.
yeah, hopefully he can break Benjamin's record here. That'd be awesome.
He needs less than 200 yards to do it.
Yeah,
Damn, so really he just needs one good ass game.
It's gonna happen when
Yeah.
we come off this bye.
one good ass game. Yeah,
But and listen, Bryce Young, this is another thing I've noticed. Y'all can say if it's a good or bad thing, or if I'm
Before you
overreacting
say
here.
it, yep, overreacting. You're already doing it.
Ah,
Hate to say
damn
it.
it, Jake. When Bryce Young plays indoors, he's a better quarterback. So if
I
we're
agree.
going to the Superdome, there's a chance Bryce Young fucking
Launch that
goes
bitch.
off like he did in against the Falcons in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
I
Um,
also think Canales likes to air it out more in domes. I also
yeah, I
think
do
Yeah,
he.
too. I do
I
too.
think that's his natural playing style. And
Um,
I've said it multiple times. Like I truly believe
Yeah,
that Canals wants to
Lady
throw the
Mary.
ball more so than run. I think that's his
Right,
play style. And I think he's had to learn that really we are built to run the ball. And he's got to know that. Like, I
right,
get you want to air it, but this team, this offensive line, the running backs are built to run the ball. And we
yeah.
need to be doing that.
Hey, so he thought I forgot about him. I didn't.
He
Christian,
did.
what is the biggest, or what do you think is the most pressing needs for this team going into next year? You know, we talked about O line. You know, we all want an inside linebacker. What do you think the Panthers really need to invest heavily in
and you
going
can't
into
say
next
it's
season?
anything related to the quarterback position.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna answer this assuming that Bryce is still not like he's just not under debate or on debate right now. So I don't
Right.
know, man. I think definitely I'm looking at this list here that I made a while ago for my own sanity. Oh man, it's tough. It's tough because you can make arguments, in my opinion, that we have good starters. Like for
Mhm.
example, Roseboom and Wallace. Like they're good, but we have zero depth there, and that's assuming we re-sign Roseboom. Moten kind of. I agree with Jake, man. There was times in this season where I felt like Moten kind of looks like sloppy. I don't know if he was injured. He's looked a lot better recently, but um, uh, was Josh Nyman actually looked better than him in those games against the Cowboys and who else did Rico go off on? So one of the other, I can't remember the other one, but
We went off on the Dolphins. We went off on the
I,
Cowboys.
yeah.
I agree with you, Christensen, but every time I mention it, I get hated. So I'm
Well,
not going to.
and
I
so
do
I don't
agree
know,
with you.
man. I think
Yeah,
that
shut up, Pickle.
I think I agree with I think Ant said this to where you need a
Buttercup.
better edge rusher to go alongside a Scorton and
Yeah.
a veteran would probably be nice unless like Cody you said unless you can get someone who is just like a really good draft pick, but that would probably take a
Yeah.
first round guy and maybe even fall into us to get him.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. Like, dude, it's kind of like I think this is another Dan Morgan draft where you just pick up pieces in free agency and let the draft come to you. I mean, and who knows? Maybe even trading down is an option if you feel comfortable after free agency or re-signing the players that you want to keep around. Maybe you're open to like a trade down for future draft picks or something.
Yeah.
It's tough,
No,
man.
that's
But
no.
we got to
Yeah.
talk about Dalton.
Hey, like someone said earlier, I don't
We
even
got
mind.
Dalton Christensen. We got Dalton's replacement already on staff.
Hey,
His
so
Who the
name
fuck is that? Mike White?
Mike White. He's 30 years old. When
Okay.
Canales, you laugh all you want. Let me tell you something. When Geno Smith went to the Seahawks, he was 28 years old. When he became a starter, he was 31 years old. Canales specializes in developing older vets. He doesn't specialize in developing rookies. Not counting Bryce Young, he's never developed a rookie in his entire life in any stage.
So look, there's no game this Sunday. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do a broader around the NFL discussion. And we got people dropping like flies. So I know we'll be getting off here pretty soon. But who are some of the teams that you think are the best in the NFC right now? Because I think there's a good discussion for a lot of these teams. Like you saw on Thursday Night Football. Dude, if this Lions team gets going, that's still a dangerous team. Now, they could make the wild card. I don't think they're catching the Bears at this point. But what are some of the teams you think would be a real tough out once we get to the playoffs.
I'll
Well, I
start.
tell you one thing, it won't be anybody in the NFC South but
Well,
Panther, baby.
I'll say,
Go ahead.
so let's say we got into the playoffs. The team I do not want to play
Mm-hmm.
is the Rams because it's really hard to beat the same team twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Revenge.
I don't want to see the Bears. I'm not even gonna
Fuck the
lie.
Bears.
You can say fuck the Bears. Oh damn.
Fuck the Bears.
But dude, how about this, man? Like, let's say we beat Seattle at home, and then we're able to win the division, and then we have Seattle coming back to us at home. That would be
the
sort of interesting.
Let's
The
win out, man. Let's
49ers.
just win out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. But we would get one of those wild card teams in Bank of America Stadium. Like, that's
Well,
awesome.
If we
I'd
could
love to
get,
see the 49ers coming to our house in a wild
Yes,
card.
and get revenge and shut
Yes,
down
I would
McCaffrey.
love that. I would love that.
if we could get Bryce somewhere between his last game against the Rams and whatever, what game? Who did we play when he threw for 400 yards? Was that the Falcons?
Yeah, Falcons.
If he could just kind of average somewhere in the middle there, I mean, dude, I want to fucking eat them all and shit them all out.
Yeah.
Fuck all those teams. Fuck the Bucks. Fuck the Seahawks. Fuck the Saints. And fuck everyone in the playoffs.
Dude, and the Packers,
I
man.
guess-
we have the formula
guess
to beat all of them.
Right. I think we can have the formula. I think we can beat all of them. The one team that I really don't want to see it would be the Bears because well, no,
Thank
actually,
you.
it's probably
The
the
Bears.
Niners. Maybe the Bears or the Niners because you don't know what you're getting. If you take on the Bears, you really don't know what you're getting. You don't know if you're going to get. You absolutely don't know what you're going to get, but they do got a good defense. And the Niners, the Niners spit us out, chewed us up. They swallowed us whole without chewing our ass up, and they shit us out.
See, I think
Yeah.
we beat ourselves in that game.
Well, yeah, but my fear is us having to go to San Francisco, and I'm not interested in going back there.
Well,
if we have to go to San Francisco in the playoffs and face the Niners, then we'll lose because we can't.
I don't
can't-
think we're going to make the
win
playoffs through the
in
wild
Tampa.
card, y'all.
I'll take the
Seriously, I think
Niners.
the way we make it is through winning the division. That's the only way we get to the playoffs.
I would much rather go to San Fran again and show them what's up this time around than go to Philly.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not worried about Philly. I'm not. Philly's massively overrated. Philly's
just saying.
secondary is atrocious, and all they got is the tush push. They don't win any other way. And if I'm the Panthers, I'm going to make a public statement that Antonio Brown would be a much happier wide receiver if he played somewhere else other than Philly.
So,
And I want to do that.
You mean
with
AJ Brown?
You
You mean
say Antonio Brown?
Yeah, you mean AJ
No,
Brown.
I did not. I
Yeah,
did
you
not
did.
say that.
he's saying they
No,
like
I
that
didn't.
brotherly love up there in Philly. They like that.
Yeah,
tush
no,
push.
we don't either.
A little bit
No,
too
we
much.
don't.
I love you,
of push.
Pickle.
Yeah, he like, you know.
This man said Antonio Brown.
Well, you know what? He might be an improvement up here in Philly.
He might.
Yeah, maybe.
He might.
But
Well,
hey, he wouldn't go up there either because he don't get enough balls thrown his way anyway.
who y'all think the
Yeah.
best team in the NFL is right now?
Broncos, and I hate to say that. I absolutely look. I'm gonna tell you right now. I loathe to say the Broncos.
So JD said another Panthers Broncos Super Bowl on deck.
Look. I tell you right now, if that was to happen, like seriously, like
No.
if it was to happen,
No.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Look, I get that.
we would
PTSD
get-
I would just
on my
say
part.
that if we make the Super Bowl and
we-
it's against the Broncos and we was to lose that game, that would rip my heart out.
Yeah.
It really would.
No, I'm not entertaining that. I'd rather not go to the
I'm
Super
not-
Bowl. Period. I would rather miss the playoffs than have to do that.
Well, wait a minute. You rather miss the playoffs than simply just have the matchup of making the Super Bowl with the Broncos?
Yes.
Come on, Pat.
Yes.
You don't think we have a
Yeah.
chance?
No, listen. I lived that. I've lived that. No, I don't. I don't think
Pickle
we got
said no more trauma.
But Pickle, let me. I get. And I look. I salute your opinion just then, but you got to think that this offensive line is night and day better than that offensive line in Super Bowl 50. I'd even argue that we have better weapons offensively than we did in Super Bowl 50. And
Okay, Jay.
I think we would.
Jay, let's be real. Do you think our current team,
He said,
as
let's
it
be
is now,
real.
I will be real
can
with you, bro.
place it
Yeah,
in the
get off
Super
the
Bowl?
cloud
You know what?
nine.
You know what? No, Cody. No.
He
I
said,
must
get
say
off the
this. I
cloud
think we
nine.
have a legit chance if we was to have it scenario that we win that Super Bowl. How about that? Take that on the platter. I don't give a
Damn,
damn.
Pickle. He said, you're
Yeah.
not being a good enough fan.
You know what? Y'all ain't been through enough pain. That's your problem.
Pickle,
You ain't
don't
been
tell
through
me
enough
that
pain. Hey,
shit. I've
Cody,
seen
I've
two.
had my heart
I've
ripped out.
seen
What do you
two
mean?
teams
What do you
lose
mean
to the
pain?
fucking
I've had my
Broncos.
heart ripped out, stomped
Yo,
on, buried,
yo, Pickle.
disintegrated. Come on, Pickle. What are you talking about? I ain't been through
Yo,
pain.
yo, Jay,
Shit.
You ain't been through enough pain.
Jay,
Let me tell
Pickle.
you what.
No,
Let me
no, no,
tell
no,
you
no, no,
what.
no, no.
I
Pickle
have
just
been.
called us
I've
whippersnappers.
cried.
He just
I've
said y'all
cried
some.
doing Super Bowls.
Pickle just said y'all
How
some
many
young ass
Super Bowls?
whippersnappers.
How many Super Bowls as a Panther fan have you been
I
through?
watched two. The first one I was a kid. I was a
Okay.
baby basically,
He's a little
and I cried doing
whippersnapper.
that shit.
Yeah, he was a little
Once you
whippersnapper.
cried because your diaper was dirty and he needed
No,
your butt
I
changed.
cried when
Oh, you
our
cried.
kicker kicked that damn ball out of bounds. And I cried because I seen a flag,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
and I was
crying
like,
because he didn't have his fucking binky.
He said y'all was just a bunch
I
of
didn't have my
whippersnappers.
I mean,
It just so happened
Yeah.
that's when he
Uh,
lost it.
I cried when we were so bad we won one game that year. And then I threw the towel in and said, fuck football.
Pickle, you
And
cry
then
when you don't have
and-
ice cream.
No, I ain't had ice cream in 3 days and I ain't cried yet.
Hey, 3 days,
I
damn.
don't
dude.
believe you. Nobody believes
I
you.
believe
Just
him.
so
He
you
was
know.
pissed off
No.
dealing with it.
You know what? You know what, Buttercup? Shut the hell up.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Call me what you want, but
Shut
I know
the hell
you're
up.
real sad about
I'll
not
work
having that
it.
ice cream.
Pickle counts the 49th hour as the
Y'all,
third day.
Hey, no, I think I'm gonna be real. I think the most dangerous team in the NFL is the Patriots.
That's
Yeah,
a good. That's a good
that's
choice as well.
Yeah.
As
They're
much as I
young
hate
though,
to
Cody.
admit it.
They are young. They're very young as well.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
Dude, how about this?
Patriots-
Mike
I think-
Vrabel might be the best coach in the NFL right now.
I said he was
No, I
a
don't
good. I said he was a good coach when he was with the Titans.
Yeah, I've
And
never,
I
I've
said
never
that was a
not
mistake
liked
when they
Vrabel.
fired him. I
Yeah.
really did because he honestly reminded me of Dan Campbell. Like y'all know how Dan Campbell has that energy where people question like, "What the hell? This man's on something." You know, just
Yeah.
the way he talks, the way he talks about football players. But Vrabel has the same type of coaching mindset. Like the dude is just. I mean, the dude had his shirt off, was out there damn blocking his own players and doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm a
when
bit
I
real.
coach-
I'd rather go up against the Broncos in the Super Bowl than I would the Patriots.
When
I would too.
does Josh McDaniels get another opportunity to be a head coach?
No, why would you want
in
him?
college.
Why would
college
you
football.
want him? They've already done it
Well,
so
I-
much.
I
Everyone knows
wouldn't-
what he's
I
capable
wouldn't-
of.
I wouldn't, but let's be real. For all the hype you want to give Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels runs that offense.
He does.
Yeah, but Mike
Entirely.
Vrabel does it as a head coach.
Coach.
Every time McDaniels has been a head
He
coach,
want to play
he
for him.
flames out.
You're right. When he went to the Raiders, I told everybody he was going to flame out.
Yeah, and he flamed
just
out at he flamed out the Broncos too.
Right, he destroyed the Broncos. He just didn't flame out. He utterly obliterated it. That when Shanahan was fired, they had a really good roster. People said that they could go to the Super Bowl without a head coach, and Josh McDaniels went up there and decided he didn't like everybody up there, and in less than 2 seasons, the entire team was destroyed.
Pickle, we talked about it too, though, and it's kind of going a different route, but we talked about Tony Dungy, right? Remember when he was talking with Peyton Manning and Tony Dungy, how we said that Peyton Manning was calling a lot of them plays or changing the plays, so to speak. And
He
I
was.
mean, but Tony Dungy is a hell of a head coach. I've always said that. That dude always had that team fired up. People wanted to play for that man.
Mhm.
I mean, he might have always been playing, calling the plays, but people legit want to play for him.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
Tony was a different guy. He never screamed and yelled at his receiver players, but he also before they signed a free agent, Peyton Manning had an offensive free agent. Peyton Manning had to approve it. Before they
Well, yeah,
drafted an
it's
offensive,
Peyton fucking
he had to
Manning.
approve
It's the same thing like I know. Well, maybe not Brady because Belichick wouldn't let him do shit. But when you have a quarterback like that, yeah, they make decisions. Just like
But they don't make
Patrick Mahomes.
they don't make
No, maybe
his
not the
offense.
most of the decisions, but like I guarantee you, the Chiefs consult Patrick Mahomes as they should. But I don't know. Another team I would like to see in the Super Bowl is the Bills, just because I'm a fan of Josh Allen and I don't hate the Bills and they're the Panthers North. Keep rumbling, baby.
I'd like to see the Bills go up there to the Super Bowl and win it, just because they've been up there before and flamed out. I just
Dude,
want to see that.
Dude,
I want to see
Panther
the city of
fans,
They're
Buffalo.
like a blue
I want
collar
to see the
team.
city of
I like
Yeah.
Buffalo.
dude,
If
Panther
when they,
fans
when they
think that
went to
we've been through some trauma. Pickle, you're talking about trauma earlier. Imagine sitting through 4 consecutive Super Bowls and not winning a damn one of them. That's
Right.
fucking insane, dude.
Right.
It
Yeah.
is.
That's a different type of hell. And then not
Yeah.
going back for what? Over 30 years? That's
Right.
insane.
And don't they keep losing to the Chiefs in the playoffs the last couple?
Yeah,
Yes.
I tell you
Yes.
another team,
Well, they don't have to
and
worry
I know
about
it's
it this
in,
year. If Kansas City ain't making the playoffs
Yeah.
this year.
I know it's in our conference, but I'll tell you another team who I wouldn't mind winning the Super Bowl if we can't make it to it, and
Who?
that's the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's another one of them teams that's never won a Super Bowl. Who I'd like to see. I mean, they've
They've
had,
never been to a Super Bowl.
yeah,
I would like to see 2 teams who's never won a Super Bowl, maybe never played in a Super Bowl, get in there.
So, for
Of course, if
example,
we
a
can get
fun one would be the Bills and the Lions. That'd be a fun Super Bowl. Let me
Bills
see.
Panthers. Bills Panthers.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the
Mhm.
Panthers fucking ain't gonna say anyone. The Jaguars have never been to a Super Bowl.
Fuck them.
Come on, man. That's our brother team.
No, that's our sister.
Trevor Lawrence. Who?
That's our little sister team.
Our sister has wonderful blonde hair.
Who can't fucking throw?
Hey, shut up.
That's Sunshine.
Fucking Sunshine, dude. Gets paid how many millions of dollars a year?
Dude, they're 8-4.
Okay.
That's them Clemson Tigers for you.
And by the way, look at how many drops his receivers have.
Okay, Bryce fan.
It's embarrassing.
How is every time a quarterback we criticize or talk about a quarterback, it's always the receivers have so many drops.
I don't know.
I mean,
And it's not really.
It does matter, doesn't it?
It's every single. Well, maybe they dropped them because it was bad balls. Maybe they were hospital balls.
Maybe they just can't catch a cold. Maybe they couldn't catch COVID in a Wuhan laboratory, Pickle.
Maybe
Well, it's
Clemson
possible.
quarterbacks suck.
And hey,
Hey man,
maybe
be
Nalo's about
careful.
to make the. and it's not even
Cupcake
maybe.
might be our backup quarterback.
Nalo is seriously about to become Roy, Rookie of the Year. I'm telling y'all,
He deserves
Rookie
it.
of the Year.
Right
He
now,
does.
he's number 1 in the betting markets to be the offensive rookie of the year.
Well, he's like 7th in the NFL with all the wide receivers.
For yards or
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
looked it up
yards.
the other
He's
day.
top
when I was
10.
on the podcast. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's that boy. What's up, Justin?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
How you living, brother?
What's
How
up,
you
man?
living, man?
And I'm still up. Can't complain.
Yes, sir.
Been trying to get in this motherfucker for like 30 minutes.
Damn. Why? I didn't see you. I didn't see
I never
you
tried it
away.
on my phone before. I'm on the way to go to work at a gym, so
Oh shit.
that's why there's no
Tetairoa
voice
McMillan is
notes.
number 9
Yeah.
in receiving yards for the NFL. He has 826 yards, so he don't need that much more to reach 1,000. It's really been a bad year for offenses in the NFL.
Yes.
But
yes.
but to be honest with you,
Pickle,
Bryce
you
Young
know why
is
they
not
say that is?
in the NFL.
You know why they're saying the passing yards are down, Pickle? Because of the new kickoff. That they're returning more and more kicks. So offenses are starting the ball
Right.
like further downfield. So
Oh, I
when,
like that new
and when
kickoff rule.
yeah,
I hope
and when
they
you
keep it in
mix
there.
in rushing the football, it's accounting for
Mhm.
fewer yards thrown for.
Hold
Right.
up.
That's the way the NFL should be.
Yeah, what's
Hold
up?
up, bro. Cody, so if you're gonna give Bryce shit, who has an 86 QBR this season, but
Right.
then wanna tout your boy from Clemson, Trevor.
All right, y'all. Say goodbye to Christian. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Who?
Happy you were able to join the show.
Yeah, I saw that.
Look, man,
I'm just saying, bro.
receivers have to catch the fucking ball. They don't have any fucking receivers, all right?
Okay. You know,
Who?
I don't.
Who,
You
the
don't. You don't have to
Jaguars?
get all
Yeah.
The
offended
Jaguars has
by
got
it.
good receivers.
Who? Name one.
Brian Thomas. Brian
I
Thomas.
mean, name one. I don't have to name one. I can name three. Hey, listen. The
Go ahead,
receivers
name three.
are almost as good as ours. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers.
He's Brian
yeah.
Thomas Jr. Look how many drops Brian Thomas has on the season.
The fuck is this? The C3 Jaguars podcast?
People make
It
excuses.
doesn't matter.
People
It
say
doesn't
that
matter.
Xavier. People say that Xavier Leggett drops passes. You ain't seen shit. Look at Brian Thomas Jr. That
You're right.
motherfucker.
I don't watch them.
Well,
So why
again,
y'all talking shit?
why should he risk his career for a team who don't want him there?
Hey man, shout out to David Screws with the 5 says we're sweeping the Bucks with dirty Bryce like Bojangles dirty rice.
Hey, that dirty rice is good.
Oh shit.
Nah, that dirty rice from Bojangles is top tier. I'm telling you right now. That's my go-to side.
On Madden, I traded Bryce Young with Trevor Lawrence, and
You know who else you traded, Pickle?
and after about 5 games, I regretted it. So I tried to trade back, and they wouldn't take him back.
Who else did you trade,
I
Pickle?
don't believe a damn word you say, Bill.
Who else did you trade, Pickle? You already know. Chuba. How dare you?
Yeah.
How
I
dare
did.
you?
You
But
can't trust
hey,
no decision that Pickle makes.
Hey, let me take Cody Lax. I got a first and a fourth for Chuba. Would you trade
A first and a fourth?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Damn. You should be
certainly
our
did.
you should be our
From the
general manager.
Which would never happen.
No.
Which would never happen in a
No,
million
not
years.
even not
Jake,
even
Jake,
kind of.
Jake, if you were offered a fourth and the first, would you trade him?
Yes. And I'm a Chuba
Exactly.
Hubbard fan. But I'm just saying, this is bad we're talking about. It would never happen in a million years.
Who would
Oh,
give a
yeah,
first round
yeah,
pick
right.
for a running back?
A
Nobody.
Madden team.
You would
Yeah,
even
right?
do that for. You would not even do that for Saquon Barkley.
But I'll be honest, Prince right now, Princely on my Madden team leads the NFL with 20 sacks.
Hey, DJ
20?
Johnson
Oh
got
my
me
God.
30.
Exactly.
Dude, so speaking of Chuba, I didn't want to interrupt everyone earlier, but there was people talking about letting Rico go. I don't know, man. Like if I would re-sign Rico, and if it meant having to get rid of Chuba, I would do it. And I would feel bad about it, but I think Rico is more of a game changer.
You'll feel bad about it.
I don't want to get rid of Rico. I like Rico. I just don't want. I just don't want to break the bank for a running back.
He said, "Send off Chuba." Give me that
I
pick.
think a lot of people. I think a lot of people when they watch
So did
Rico,
Dave
they have
Canales.
recency bias. They really do because now, granted, something that I'll say, I do believe that Chuba fits a 2-back system better than he does
Yes.
a 1-back system, and
I
I
agree.
think we're always going to have a 2-back system, somebody to push each other, whoever it is. And listen, if I didn't include money in it, I would sign Rico, and I wouldn't worry about Jonathan Brooks in the
ETN
next season when he actually proved that he can stay healthy and perform on the field.
Yeah.
When he does that, then we can worry about what we would do with the running back.
That's who.
Because I'm not gonna throw Rico into free agency. Keep Chuba, and hope like hell that Brooks is actually healthy. Fuck that.
Y'all remember there was a time when we were paying Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams top
Mhm.
Yes.
running back.
That
money.
happened. That was legit.
Yeah,
And they-
so I don't want
and
to.
they got-
And they were incredible, but I just don't know if I
Well,
want to.
and
do
here,
that
well, so
same
here's
thing
here's the
over
next
The
thing.
running
Let's
market's
say
been different since then too.
again. Yeah, it's
that's-
different.
If you
all you
re-sign
have,
Rico, that's exactly what you're doing.
but
Yeah,
here's
that's
so,
what I'm saying.
I
I
think
don't
it'd be
know.
cheaper
But-
since then though.
right, but so you'd be putting money, allocating money to Rico and Chuba when you have your starting wide receivers on rookie deals, your starting quarterback on a rookie deal. So you're kind of keeping that offense, and you then you can revisit it then next year. Like, is Chuba good to keep around, or is Rico good to keep around?
Right, and the status
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean-
contract, the status of Chuba's contract don't mean you have to keep him for the entire full of the contract, because the contract itself is fixes it to where you
His
actually
contract's
save a
not
good
bad
amount of
either.
money if you trade him. So, and it's not bad. And just like Rico, and that's the deal with Brandon Tillis. When he makes a contract, he don't make a contract that's just going to give money away or hurt you. His contracts are always stated. Yeah. Robert Hunt, if we choose to, we could save $8 million by trading Robert Hunt. His contracts are designed team friendly, and these players are signing him. And I don't see why that would change the Rico.
But you're not saying that we should do that, though, huh? Not trade.
No.
Right,
I know
right,
what he
right.
means.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the contract's built to where
Well, yeah. Now
if
these GMs they're
trade
they're
bad,
putting these void years in the contract that allows you to be able to get off or get out from them earlier.
He don't use void years. Brandon Tillis does not use. Well, he's used one void year one time. He doesn't use
I'm
void
saying
years, and
that
I'm glad.
I saw a
Those
video
4
that
years
now
are happy.
the cat is out the bag. In order to sign players for bigger and bigger contracts, they're going to have to exploit them void years.
That's what Simon Silliman did under Fitter, and they've already been down that road, and it was a disaster. I know the article you read. I read it, and I don't think the article was accurate at all.
I watched the
because
video.
A lot of teams are doing those voided years, and all the voided years is add dead money to you. That they add cap held later. That's how the Saints are getting by with it. Eventually, you have to.
Yeah,
pay
but
the
remember
Packers,
that. But remember, in 2030. But remember, Pickle, in 2000. But in 2030, the broadcast rights are up, and all these companies are going to sign these fucking mega deals with the NFL. The salary cap's going to go up an insane amount. So I understand what you're saying. There is a lot of dead money, but the NFL is already accounting for that almost.
Right. But still voided years. A lot of teams across the league are trying to voided years. Many of your brand new GMs are not using voided years in their contracts because of the heck that it provided for the last few years before.
No, I understand.
Voided years I think are okay if you use them in moderation to a few selected people. You know what I'm saying? But when you go like Scott Fitterer or like Suman Silliman, every contract he had it.
Yeah.
Like the Saints, every contract has them. You end up tying cap to a guy that's not on your team.
Yeah, years down the road. That's how we did it.
The road.
Yeah, we did that Shaq
have
Thompson, and we did that to a couple other players that we had that we were still paying them 3 years after the contract ended with us.
What Shashir Wharton signed a 3-year deal. People said, "My God, we overpaid for him." We kind of did, and for what he's performed on the field, he don't need to be here. But the way the contract is wrote, post June the 1st of next year, we can actually cut him. We won't have no savings, but we can cut him. But the the very next year on the 27th of the year 2027, we
Yeah.
can dump him and save 14.8 million.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the contracts are wrote differently to help you
Right.
long term.
So look, since no, we have a lot of needs. It's going to be interesting to see how Dan Morgan and Brant Tillis juggle all those things. But like to what Christian was saying, like I don't want to get rid of Rico. You know, if they're going to re-sign the O-line, you might as well bring Rico back and keep this, you know, dual-headed monster with the healthy Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. I would like for them to be able to do that. I just don't want it to exceed a certain amount of money. I think whoever said it earlier, Rico might use this as an opportunity to say, hey, man, pay me. Because if y'all don't, someone else is going to look at what I did last year and say I can be that dude somewhere else. So,
Right.
yeah.
So to respond to that, like two things that I wanted to say was one, let's say his market's 12 a year and we offer him 10 and he goes and takes the 12, then I say, bye, fucking see ya. You know, like I'm working on the assumption, like Jake was saying too, that I think he wants to be here. But also too, I think, you know, the rest of the season is going to kind of tell us how they're going to use them, because I think they hit their stride where they were forcing these, you know, this is your series, where now they're kind of, at least against the Rams, it seemed like they had a better flow to where, you know, they kind of played through their momentum until they needed a break. And then the other guy would go in and play through his momentum until he needed a break. It felt a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like I said, I look at the Lions and I look at what they do with Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, to me, there's no reason why we couldn't do something similar. You know, like have that real rushing attack that opens it up for everyone else downfield. Like, I like the way that we're built right now. I like the fact that we're able to get healthy. We're going to have Roseboom coming back. Hopefully, JC Horn coming back. By the way, I'm assuming JC Horn will be back. That assumes that he's out of concussion protocol and that he'll be feeling good. But Trevon Moore will be coming back. This is a perfect opportunity for us to make a genuine push. So I'm pumped.
I'm just hoping Murray's hand is feeling okay after he punched those balls.
I wish we could play that video of that Browns player, Cody. Talking about
you want me to?
If you got it, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
When the schedule come out, a lot of us complained about the bye, but I think the bye is coming at a really good time right now.
I think late in the season is actually good. I don't know how the players feel about it, but yeah.
Well, the players themselves, when I hear some of the players talk, some of them wish the bye was a little early, but they can't control it, so they don't really concentrate on complaining about it. Players don't complain as much as fans does.
So this is what what's his name? Hold on. This is Shelby Harris for the Browns talking about Jawan Jennings.
He's a hoe. With that known, like I see why he got punched in the nuts, because that's some, like, he says some things that you should not say to another man ever. Like, I don't respect, because you say that, then run behind your O-line. That's some real soft shit, and I want that known. I see exactly why they punched the nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
Damn.
I'm gonna fucking.
What's that first thing they said?
He's a hoe.
He's a hoe.
He's a hoe.
Wait, you know what? Thanks, Cody, because I'm gonna clip that and use you when you say stupid shit on Twitter.
Respect.
He's a hoe.
Oh, especially remind me. I
like that. He's a hoe.
I'll just do it when I know you're gonna piss someone off. I may agree with you, but I know
he will comment that he's a hoe.
You don't have to wait. Cody averages out about one a week.
He's a hoe.
Oh man,
damn! I
said it when he got suspended when that came out. That when he punched old boy in the nuts, like you're not gonna do that for no reason, man. He had to have said some diabolical shit.
But the only reason you would punch a man in the nuts is if
he's a hoe.
Basically.
Wow.
So
I'm working on it right now.
But apparently, this video is referring to he said something when a player got hurt. Correct?
Yeah, but
Wasn't that the
and
whole
like,
narrative?
and
Yeah.
apparently he was saying some shit about like their wife and kids and shit. Like making it real personal for no reason. Yeah, like that's the type of shit that makes a player fall into your fucking kneecap. Say, whoops.
Yeah. Who was it? Steve Smith was taking on the Rams, and they had Chris. You remember who the corner was? He had a corner he was facing, and Steve Smith come on when was walking off. He says, if I see you, he called the guy's name, told the media this. If I see you on the street, I'm gonna punch you in your fucking mouth. And people wanted to know what it was about, and it ended up being that the guy was standing across Smith and on the field saying, "Man, your wife looks pretty hot. I bet you her tush is tight." So I
Well,
my
bro,
banging her was
who was it that was like? Who was it? Was it? There was one player.
Was it?
That I think he was a defensive back, and he was going up against a receiver, and he was like calling out his wife's phone number while he was lined up across from
Oh
him.
wow!
Like who
Yeah.
was it? Was that
Who
Deion
was that?
Sanders? Who was that?
But
No,
I don't remember. Chat, someone help me out. Who was
yeah,
that? There was
yeah,
it
go
was
ahead.
either a wide receiver or a corner, and whenever he was lined up across from, it might have been Terrell Owens. I don't remember, man, but it was one of those dudes. He would call out the cell phone number of the dude's wife. Bro, that's some next level fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know, Pico. Are you thinking about Antonio Cromartie?
Yeah, that's who I am.
That's the only player I know that Smitty had beef with that I've heard about.
Did Steve Smith say
He's a hoe.
No, he said sorry.
No, he didn't say sorry either.
Oh,
He said,
you know which sorry I'm talking about?
Sorry.
yeah, he.
Is it? Yeah, that was pretty. That was cold, Smitty. Fucker gets a call from the husband
said,
of the chick that he was cheating with, and just says sorry.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about that.
Oh, man. That's life.
Damn, you know what the wife said?
He's a hoe.
Anyway, all right, I'm done. So look, there's no Panther game this weekend. So what we'll do is we will predict the NFC South, and they're pretty simple too. So we have the Falcons and the Seahawks.
Sally Seahawks. Even though I would never say this any other given week, but I actually hope the Falcons win that game.
Yeah, same.
Where are they playing?
In Seattle.
And Kirk Cousins is quarterback?
Yes. But by the way, they looked okay against the Jets. Their offense looked. No, my bad. They're in Atlanta.
Oh, they're in Atlanta. Okay, so that does change a little bit. I still got the Seattle Seahawks winning. I do want the Falcons to win though.
Fuck it, man. I think Atlanta. I think Atlanta's gonna get the W.
You think Bijan goes off?
Yeah, I think they're gonna run the.
They need Bijan to go off.
But although, dude, the Seahawks, they have a nasty rush defense though. Seattle, like they're stopping the run. I think the Seahawks and the Texans have the best run defense in the NFL.
I'm reading an article from CBS Sports, or from CBS, not Sports, that said that the Jaguars are spotted in Arizona.
Yeah, we get some here.
By officials.
Wait, what are you talking? You talking about
what?
Jaguars?
The Jaguar cat.
Yeah, we get some. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen one, but
they come up from Mexico into Texas and Arizona and.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, like a real Jaguar. Anyway. Look at Pickle trying to sidetrack the conversation with some bullshit.
All right. Let me tell you what. I tell you why I tried to sidetrack it. It's because as much as I want to help the Panthers, the Falcons to win, they ain't got the gumption to win. They don't have the quarterback. They don't have the head coach. They don't have wide receivers who can catch. Their defense sucks. There's nothing about the Falcons that says winner. Nothing. Even the head coach's wife is probably not a winner.
Pickle, why are you using big words? What's gumption?
Because I'm entertained by it.
But what's a
What's
gumption? Yeah, what's that?
I don't know how to explain it to you.
You don't even know what the word means. You over here using
No, I know
words
what
and
it
even know
means,
what they
but you
mean.
ain't old enough to understand it.
Oh, I'm just a whippersnapper.
Made
that's
sense
what
to
it
me.
is.
Have the intestinal fortitude to stand up for themselves.
We're making the playoffs, y'all. Bottom line.
Gumption means we're making a fucking
Gumption.
playoffs.
That's
We're
what that
making the
means.
playoffs.
We making the motherfucking
Y'all
playoffs,
too young
boys.
to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
Damn, Pickle.
I'm too
Shit.
stupid.
I'm sorry,
to
I
have a
wasn't.
conversation.
I wasn't around during Vietnam, Pickle. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah. Pickle, what was it like when Abraham Lincoln got assassinated? Was that a wild moment? Was
Hey,
that
I don't know. I don't
hold
know.
on, Cody.
I don't
What
know.
was
They
the
didn't have
theater
internet.
atmosphere at that point?
Have you ever? Yeah.
Pickle, what play
One
was that
day-
that he got shot at?
Fuck him, I don't know. It was
Dude, if only Lincoln had some more gumption, he would have been all right.
No, no.
All right.
There you go. There
Fucking
you go. Hating on the ex-president who's been dead 200 years.
New
I
Orleans
just lost 5 followers
How
on
old is
X.
Pickle? Pickle,
Oh,
how old are
That's
you?
how you was.
Pickle, how old are you, man?
He's 74 whole years old.
I'm
He's
58.
not a day over 35.
58.
Yeah, he's 24.
Damn.
He got
Yeah,
that.
He
He's got
If I was
that.
24, I'd shoot myself.
Bro, he's got that
Oh, no.
Benjamin Button disease. He ages in reverse. He's real young.
If
Benjamin
I
Button.
was, if
Hey,
I
that's a
was,
good movie.
if I was, you know
Yeah.
what? If I, you know what? The problem with, never mind. Y'all too stupid to understand it.
Oh,
We
man.
don't have.
The
Jake, we
intelligent
don't-
level
Jake,
of the
we don't-
younger generation now is about the size of an ant.
Jake, we don't have enough gumption to understand what Pickle's talking about.
I just know I've watched Back to the Future multiple times, and I want that hoverboard to this day.
Hell yeah. I want them shoes that strap up by themselves.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yep. My
Pickle, you remember
How you
Nike
pump
pumps?
Nike pumps.
I don't think the kids here ever had Nike pumps.
Hey,
No,
somebody had that button on the side, you can pump
to
it
be
up.
honest with you,
Pickle
to be
didn't
honest
have
with
no damn Nike
you,
pumps.
good thing they don't got them because the kids nowadays are too lazy to pump it.
Yeah.
True that. Who's got time for that? Anybody got no time for that?
Nah, during my
All right.
lifespan, we had
The
wheelies.
kids-
Y'all know
All
what
right, all
wheelies
right.
are?
Nowadays have Christians
Yeah,
and the
I
kids
got the best
nowadays
wheelies that
have
there
auto
is.
pumps.
Jake.
They got auto
Cody
pumps.
said he got that damn
I got the best. I
limousine.
got the best damn wheelies you've ever seen, brother. All right, New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Who wins?
Tampa,
Where are they
sadly.
New
playing?
Orleans.
They're in
New
Tampa.
Orleans.
Damn.
No, they're in
New
Tampa.
Orleans. New Orleans is
Tampa.
going to lose by 50 points, or the Bucks are going to
50
lose by
points.
50 points,
That's
and
crazy.
Baker Mayfield's going to get his leg broke and going to be out for the remainder of the year.
Oh,
So,
man.
boys, are we pulling for the Falcons and the Saints?
Sadly, we are. Sadly,
No,
we
I'm
are.
not. I'm not. I can't pull for them.
I'm not saying.
I'm not
I
pulling for
I
them.
agree with Pickle. I'm not outright pull. In the back of my mind, I hope it
I
happens.
hope they beat the hell out. To be honest, I hope they beat the hell out of each other. I really, truly do.
He said
I
injuries
hope
across the
they lose
board.
about 5 players.
But
I want injuries.
I want Tampa to
I want
win.
head coaches
I want
fired.
Tampa to win
I want
because
obliteration.
I want
Hell,
Tampa to win
you know what?
because
They might
I
as well
want
burn a
us
building
to
or two
do it.
down. Fuck it.
No, I want Tampa to win because I want us to do it. I don't want the Saints to do it for us. I want to be the ones to fucking take Tampa to the World
See,
Series.
I'm pathetic enough. I don't care. I want to win anyway, and I'll be all right if the guy I'm facing.
Oh, have
gets
some
his ass
gumption,
kicked.
Pickle.
Yeah.
Gumption, deal with it.
I want the Bucks to win, so we have the gumption. To
You don't
beat them
even
the
know
next
what the
week.
word means, so you use it. You know,
Neither do
Tuesday when you see
you.
that college.
Neither do
Tuesday when you
you.
see that college-educated professor, ask him what gumption means. Gumption means they don't have the guts.
That is the most
Smart ass.
passionate gumption speech I've heard.
And you talk about you a college-educated guy.
I am.
Shit.
Shit,
I
you
know
know what?
my
That
shit.
speech had gumption
Yeah,
itself.
well,
Hell yeah.
that's right. You went to Clemson. That explains it all.
Let's shut that shit up real quick.
Wait, what,
Uh,
y'all, Pickle, what
Yeah.
was it saying? What if I land two if by sea? Wasn't that how it went?
Unless you're Clemson, then you can't do either one.
all right, we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. This has been another eventful Friday evening. We appreciate y'all for spending your Fridays with us. And I'm going to see how many times I can say Friday before I close the show out. Friday, 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 Friday. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Obviously, we will be off. There's no Panthers game, so no post game. We will be back Tuesday night at 9 p.m. for another edition of the C3 Panthers podcast. C3 Legion, keep pounding.
The Blue Black Attack podcast. Come visit us today.
Yeah, check them out. They're
Keep
pretty cool.
pounding.
That's a podcast with gumption, I'll tell you what.